Good. Good. Ladies and gentlemen, you're just in the stream, you just here like that? That's actually crazy. that you would do that. But you are here, in fact. That's true. That's, wow, so special. Welcome. Welcome, guys. Let's get started. Music. Hello! I'm very far away. Oh! Welcome, guys. Good to see... You know what? I'm fixing this. I'm fixing this. Oh, it fixed itself. Look at that. Welcome! Good to see you guys. Welcome back, dude. It's a good day today. It's a very good day today. And the reason is because we get to add new Forge structural items to Ultimate Forge. And let's be real, alright? The most fun and interesting content in a mod like Ultimate Forge will always end up being stuff like new vehicles, new weapons, and AI and stuff. However, I think I can safely say that the most useful stuff when it comes to this mod is new Forge objects. Things that you can build maps out of, scenery objects for you to place down, all that good stuff. And I know it's not always the flashiest thing ever, but I really like working on just solid structural pieces that can improve maps substantially. Preach, you know, Brains, you're a top tier map builder, you get it. And today that's exactly what we're going to be doing. Now there are some bugs and things we still need to squash, inevitably, thanks to you guys reporting a bunch of bugs on the Discord server. Thank you for doing that, by the way. If any of you guys in chat right now are some of the people who reported the bugs, thank you. Modded Gamer! Thank you for the
Covenant flood pieces.
Thank you for the very generous tip. Much appreciated, dude. Yeah, I'm definitely open to doing some Covenant Forge pieces. In fact, several of the Forge pieces that we're going to be doing today will, in fact, be Covenant Forge pieces. So you are absolutely going to be getting what you want out of that. No doubts about it. So that's one big thing we'll be doing today. Also, we're going to be adding in some variety pieces. Now, there's something that I've been wanting to do for a long time that I haven't done, which is forest items. Forests for this mod is only on 2 of the maps, alright? There's a lot of maps that have trees, and only a couple of maps that have forests. Also, the water on every map is blue, when it should be, like, brown on some maps. Have you got much space left in the palette? We do! 9 slots. Actually, I believe it's closer to, like, 12 or 13, because I want to say, was it Darksteel, Halo Brine? Somebody made a very good point on the Discord server in the Ultimate Forge, not Ultimate Forge, current mod, where was it? Was it bug reporting? Stream chat. Stream chat. I made a thread in stream chat, and guess what? Enormous Large Brain, I think it's Darksteel, said to remove the Covenant Corvette vehicle. True. Completely useless, sadly. Very cool, but extremely useless. Also, there are several other objects that we can remove from the list as well that actually are just useless and duplicates now, such as the Rain FX, which has been bundled into the new Rain Screen Effects object. Whoa! Modded Gamer, thank you for that! Also very generous tip, much appreciated.
Also, TTS doesn't like gaming or weird.
I think you guys are just spelling it weird, to be honest, but thank you for that, and thank you, Rowan, for the 2.
Forest sounds great. Good rocks.
Yeah, well, I like the rocks right now. Honestly, I don't think I have too many complaints. Some of the rocks on, like, one of the canvases might be a little too small relative to some of the other maps. I think maybe the jungle one was a little smaller, but, you know, we can tweak those if need be. But yeah, absolutely, forests are really important. Whenever I'm on the jungle map or the alpine map and I have the ability to place down forests, it's so useful. But then I go to, like, the desert map and it's like I have to place every tree individually. And admittedly on a desert that kind of makes sense, but, like, it would be nice if you could place down some of those there, maybe on the ODST map, even the island map, having the ability to place down clusters of palm trees and things. It's a huge, huge deal, in my opinion. So we're definitely going to be doing that today, which will be extremely useful. Might even customize the water on a per map basis, including making an ice field. Please keep the Corvette. I think I'm going to remove it, King. I'm sorry to say, but it's just a very useless item, especially when we have the Light of Justice. Judgment. Fuck. You know what I mean. When you can call in a Corvette all by yourself. So I'm like, might as well just... Listen, I'll make you a deal. I'll add the Corvette back in a separate mod at some point. That'll be my... Or you know what, how about this? I'll do you one better. I will just release the Corvette vehicle tags, and then you can do whatever you want with it. That's my plan. Alright, that said, we definitely need to go through and make a list out of everything we're going to be removing from the map today. And then, you know, remove them. So let's do that. Modded Gamer, thanks for the 3. Appreciate it.
Also, DRK's deal is a CE modder. You can't listen to him. He's a bot guy.
I mean, listen, all right. I can't hate on CE modders, okay? I grew up playing Custom Edition. That's my shit right there. I fucking love Custom Edition. It's so awesome. Would I mod it myself? Not anymore, no. Absolutely not. I already did that. When the mod tools first came out, I'm gonna be so zoomed out, aren't I? Whoa! Look at me. Super zoomed out. Alright, let's fix that. Hold on. Anyway, yeah, so we got a lot of stuff. There's a couple things. Alright, a couple things first and foremost. I'm sure most of you guys are familiar with the Covenant Watchtowers in Halo 3. You know, it's a little platform and the grav lift goes up and the little jackals and shit are up there. We're going to add those to the... Too close? Maybe a little too close, actually. Oh, my bad. My bad. You guys can... So close you can probably smell me at this point. Let me just give a little... Alright, there we go. That's a little better. But yeah, we're going to be adding that. But also, I'm sure many of you guys are very familiar with the giant Halo 3 ODST Covenant, like, drop site. You know, the big purple one where, like, the... You know, the Lich spawns on it on huge grass. You know what I'm talking about. We're going to make that into a Forge object today as well. And there was so many... I think there were a lot of good suggestions. I'm going to go through all of them in the thread on Discord. And thank you to all you guys who contributed to that, honestly. Darksteel came through with a huge list as well to top everybody else's off. And there's a lot of good ideas that I'm a big fan of. His was the most comprehensive by far. But he was absolutely right. Darksteel, thank you for the 3, dude. Appreciate it.
Why people are so against the Corvette being removed, literally being unusable in the maps due to being too big. Also just got here and I'm glad you're taking a page from my comically long list of items to add/remove from the UF list.
Of course. Hold on. You know, you could call it comically long, to be fair, but it's a really comprehensive list. And I'm really grateful that you wrote it up because, frankly, I hadn't thought of, like, half the stuff on there. Halo 3 Forge does not like how big the Corvette is? True. True. I'm going to start making the list. What's for dinner? Egg roll. I'm gonna start making the list here. I already have the screenshot from the stream yesterday. Let me go grab it, the most recent one. This is the screenshot. Alright. These are all the items that I looked at and I was just like, really? These are still on the Forge list. So, because of that, I'm going to write down everything that I'm going to remove. First things first, let me write some of these down. The most obvious ones that are fun, admittedly, but totally useless. The 7-wood weapon. The golf hole, whatever that is. The golf ball, the soccer ball, the Halo Reach gravity lift, the Forerunner crate, the egg shield, whatever that big one is, and the Cov crate open, because we already have a closed Cov crate. Did you remove the mongoose? No, of course not. I love the mongoose. It's so awesome. This mod's not all about big stuff. Mongoose is very important. Thank you for the 2, Rowan. Much appreciated.
No, that's an egg roll. JK, lots of love.
Is it? Oh. Then what's this? Actually, please tell me.
Any idea where I can find a scenario with full Forge palette? So I can help you not remove things. Smiley face emoji. Hope you're doing well.
Thank you for the 3, Drake. Appreciate it. Honestly, that's a good question. The only debate that I'm having right now is most people aren't going to want to install an extra program just to use Ultimate Forge, nor do I want them to have to But maybe my thought is your mod that allows you to have basically an unlimited list of objects is insanely useful. I can definitely give you a scenario, but basically I'd have to give you my whole tags folder in order to make it work, which is like several hundred gigabytes at this point. Oh god. Thinking of incorporating it into the Halo mods launcher? Oh! No worries. No, I mean, if I can do it, I definitely want to. I think what you're working on is actually incredibly useful. Super awesome project. I could probably just upload like my whole tags folder at some point. I'll have to check out my Google Drive spaces. I think I have like 100 gigs, but I'll take a look at it. I'm gonna focus on this for the stream and just clearing this out and optimizing stuff. But I will absolutely take a look at it because it would be insanely awesome to have that functionality. It's so cool. Okay. Now then. Let's go ahead. We already got all these. These are the 9. Oh, and there's one more, which is the battle rifle. The most useless item, arguably, on the list. The tactical battle rifle. And Darksteel suggestions, which are very, very good, was to remove, for one, Covenant Corvette. We can already summon the Covenant Corvette with the Light of Judgment, which is using now the updated weapon. The Rain FX, which is now useless because we added in a brand new version of it, which is the FX Orb. The ODST Banshee, admittedly, is also completely useless. It's literally just the vanilla Halo 3 Banshee with slightly tweaked settings. It's pointless. Nobody uses it. It's stupid. I agree. I built a ramp with a Scarab phase through it. Unfortunately, Scarabs do not interact with Forge objects. I want to have the Scarabs in the mod, just because Scarabs are awesome, but yeah, they only interact with the map itself. It's very sad. Mateus, thank you for the 5!
I'll pay you not to delete the tube shield or the Forerunner crates.
I mean, admittedly... Admittedly, they did get the most use out of all the items that I was planning to delete. So, I'll do this for now. Because I know the Forerunner crate's actually useful, I'm going to put some dashes next to that and the shield, just to mark that maybe we keep those. Maybe we keep this. Because I do know, especially, yeah, I was going to say, you fair point, Dickberg. The Forerunner crate gets the most use, especially out of those two. But the shield also is useful because it kind of acts like a little fake gravity lift, which is cool. Remove the assault rifle, if only. It's so bad. Rowan, thanks for the 2, man. Appreciate it.
He'll pay you to make M work, but not today.
You know what? Fair enough. Fair enough. Oh, missile pod turret. That's a good suggestion, actually. It's on some of the vehicles, so it's already in the map. I'm going to put 3 dashes on that one just to mark it as a maybe. Definitely useful. Definitely cool. Fire large. I'm not removing the fire. Hell no. They have too much
ice. To buff the assault rifle too.
I can add a new type of assault rifle. Oh, trees? Yeah, I'm going to be adding in the new forest objects to each map. That's already going to be a thing. I've already accounted for that. Fire huge? I mean, I suppose. No, we need a bigger fire. I suppose we could have a bigger fire. Well, I'm gonna go down the list of everything Darksteel suggestion. It's in the stream chat channel. It's in a thread there. So if any of you guys want to read along, you're more than welcome to. Hold on. All right. Darkship also made a good case to remove the water plane from the ocean map, which, like, fair. I probably won't, because there's some niche cases. ODST Destructible Wall and Watchtower, also a good suggestion. Well, okay. Problem with the Watchtower is that you need to use the ladder on the Watchtower in order to actually get up into it, and that ladder only functions if it's not a forge object. The moment I make it a forge object, the ladder will stop to function. It just functions gone. So I can't really add the Watchtower, at least in a usable way, sadly. Gravlift forge object? There is a Gravlift forge object. All right, let's go down the list. I'm gonna actually read some of the other suggestions before Darksteel. And any of you guys, if you resonate with any of these and you want to see this in Ultimate Forge, say so in the chat. I would love to see it. Thank you for the 2, Joe.
I agree with Steel. Do not remove the ODST Banshee, remove the vanilla one instead, because the ODST one is just better.
I do think the ODST one is better. The problem is I think it's actually too good. The ODST Banshee is designed to feel good in gameplay, and it feels great. The problem is in multiplayer, the ODST Banshee can just like sit there and hover in place, and the Halo 3 vanilla Banshee can't do that. So in a multiplayer scenario, it's like always kind of stuck moving forward, and if you pull back, you fall to the ground. It's balanced really well in multiplayer, the vanilla Halo 3 one, but the ODST one feels better because it's like primarily, it's only used basically in campaign, and as much as I like and prefer the ODST version of the Banshee, it's just it's really strong, and I think in multiplayer it would be extremely annoying to fight against. I could be wrong. We could try it, but I suspect that. Somebody said add the Chevy Tahoe based. Covenant flood pieces. I'm definitely open to that. How the fuck is the Banshee OP? Well, because not everyone's going to be using all those giant vehicles. Mateus, thanks for the 5. Appreciate it.
Remove the Heretic Banshee. It's super redundant, unfortunately.
You know, that's honestly not even a bad idea. The Space Banshee kind of took over the entire purpose of the Reach Banshee, so low-key, I think I'm going to do that. I kind of just kept the Heretic Banshee because it was like one of the OG things I ever added to Ultimate Forge. Actually, it was the very first thing I did back in like 2022 or whenever. So you know what? Fair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6. Maybe the number after 6. That was a close one. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's 13 new items. Warthog Wrecked is redundant. Oh, you're actually... Well, the Warthog Wrecked is good scenery. I don't want to remove all the small scenery pieces, you know? It's definitely good to have some. But more dead vehicle props, great idea. Yeah, you know, I'm going to write down Warthog Wrecked, but as a maybe. Because I do like it. I like it as a scenery piece. But also, no, I did see people did use the Warthog Wrecked. Yeah, that's actually a good scenery piece. I'm going to put it down as a maybe, but I'm personally leaning towards not removing it. But it's, you know, it's on the chopping block. It is something that's not directly... It's world building, yeah, and that's the thing. That's one of the things that I was worried about when it came to removing some of these extra objects, is some of them are actually good for world building. Like, okay, the golf stuff and the soccer ball. Okay, well, the golf stuff specifically, completely useless. That's a free 3 slots right there. Soccer ball, I do low-key like it. I think it's a fun object, but also not that useful. The Gravlift Large is something I added. It's pretty useless. It's just a worse man cannon. That's out. Cup Crate Open also technically could be good world building or whatever, but there's already a Covenant Crate closed, so it's kind of just a duplicate. Whatever. Tactical BR actually sucks. Corvette is unusable. Rain Effects is actually redundant. ODST Banshee and Heretic Banshee are just boring Banshee variants. We already have the Space Banshee. Forerunner Crate actually is so good. Egg Shield's decent. Vehicle Teleporters, yeah, I have those written down. Vehicle Teleporters, I am probably going to add. The only reason I haven't added the Vehicle Teleporters yet is because I haven't decided whether or not to... I haven't decided how I would design a vehicle teleporter. But I do want to add them. I definitely do want to add them. Remove the traffic cone. It's actually not in the mod. But all right, let's go down the list. So a big suggestion. Suggestions. Covenant Forge pieces for Flood Sandbox. Fair. Fair. Human tunnels for ODST map. Preferably, by the way, some of these suggestions are really good per map suggestions. Like, again, human stuff for the ODST map, which we do have a lot of unique human stuff. And Covenant Forge pieces for the Flood Sandbox. Yeah, the human base outpost is also good. I do really like that idea. The human bases from... Fuck, what's the... Human bases from Savo Highway. Actually, goated suggestion. I think those would be awesome. The pit sniper towers. I mean, I actually could add those. The theming would be all over the place, but they are something I could add. All right, next up, though. Someone unknown said, I think objects that help decorate for aesthetics would be best. And I agree. We have a plenty of major structure objects in the form of the Halo Reach Forerunner pieces that I think structures are pretty well accounted for. We don't really... Honestly, the Mombasa map doesn't need any Forerunner stuff. I think I removed like most, if not all of the Forerunner stuff from the Mombasa map. But yeah, the Forerunner tunnels on there are a bit pointless. Nobody uses them. I'll have to double check on if there's anything there. Civilian vehicles for the Mombasa map specifically. Mombasa would be... Suggestion was... Civ vehicles. Civ vehicle props. Street barriers. And tall wall barriers, which I actually do have those as a crate object. I could literally just drag and drop those into Forge. So those are actually really good suggestions. And we have the, human tunnels, which would replace the... And then human bases from Savo Highway.
Foundry map objects. Loved the huge containers. Smile.
Thank you for the 2, Orgalord. Appreciate it, dude. Foundry. Yeah, I was debating adding some of the Foundry objects. If there's free space after we add some custom objects that are especially useful, I'm definitely going to add like the Foundry and standoff objects, which is like the containers, the big fence, cubey things, all that stuff. Because I really like those objects. I think those are genuinely fantastic Forge objects. Street lights. I think I already have street lights in the ODST map, so I think that one's accounted for. Borgalord. I think honestly one of my favorite ones, one of my favorite suggestions is the human bases from the Sava Highway. I think that's pretty goated. I'm definitely up for vehicle teleporters. I think vehicle teleporters would be pretty huge. That opens up a lot of possibilities for closed off areas and maps where vehicles spawn in, that kind of thing. Oh, the Covenant Gravlift, the giant ODST Gravlift base, I feel like that's a must-have object. In fact, I want to do that first. Import a dirty Cortana model. I've already done that. That arc is in the past. Let's see, destroyed crashed vehicles. Yeah, we do have some of those. Oh, dead Scarab is always a cool suggestion. I will put that up there as a scenery object thing. Would be kind of cool. The one-way shields like Reach has, that's a good one. Oh, I was debating replacing the shield door, the default Halo 3 shield door, with like a one-way type one. One-way shields are huge, true. Let's do that. One-way shield, two-way shield. One-way shield, two-way shield. Shield tube is actually useless? Yeah, I am just straight up. Whoa! What up, Jared? Welcome, 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 dude. Hope you're well. How it do? Halo, I love Halo. This is going to sound insane, but I also love Halo. We're doing spreadsheet simulator right now, so we can figure out what crazy items to add to the Forge mod. I went to Game Store, found a copy of Halo 3 with RB and Chief posted. When you wrote RB and the Chief, I was like, RB and the Chief, RB and the Chief? Oh, that's nice. I don't even have my old copies. My older brothers took all my, they have all the Halo copies now. I think we took most of them back to GameStop years ago anyway. Feels bad. Now everything's just on Steam. It's not the same! It's not the same! Anyway, I'm gonna keep reading through the suggestions. Now we're at the big suggestion. There's the Crashed Scarab, Crashed Albatross, all genuinely good ideas. Death Barrier, I don't think I can add a Death Barrier, just due to the limitations of the engine. That one's tough. DMR is not a bad suggestion. I just don't know if I want to port a DMR to Halo 3 that badly, because we already have a good sandbox of weapons. DMR, adding it, it's like, is it going to get that much use? Probably not. Probably not. Especially if it's not accessible in the menu. Much used copy of Halo 4 and only 3 copies of used Halo 3. That's weird. That's so weird. I wonder why nobody wants to pick up Halo 4. That's so weird. Not me ranting about how much I dislike Halo 4 yesterday for like an hour. How do you feel the AA Wraith? Low-key probably needs to be rebalanced for this mod. It's balanced for huge grass at the moment. You can make an object like a grid of spheres and damage volumes. I don't know how that's going to impact the engine. The only reason I haven't done it is because I suspect it would be extremely laggy and would probably overload maps super quickly. Spamming like 1 billion damage effects once per second is not going to be pretty. Tread Goose, not against it, but it's the I would have to retexture it again, unfortunately. It would be kind of annoying, but I don't dislike it. Vehicle teleporters, yes. Extra reach pieces, yeah. Okay, here's a question. You guys know how we have I made these little Forerunner plates just to, you know, fit on the map so that way you can build walls and stuff. The biggest size one that exists in the mod right now is this one right here, which is the Forerunner 8x8. One of the suggestions Darksteel suggested was a Forerunner 16x16. What do you guys think? Worth it? It would be like, it would be like 4 of these basically. Because this is 4 of those, and we obviously stack it up. But a 16x16 would be like this large. I don't know if that's actually useful or if that's something that you guys would want. I feel like that could be useful. It's very, very large. I mean, you can make gigantic maps, so I feel like this is pretty good. Just use more? True. 69x69, that's a great idea, actually. Thank you for that extremely valuable suggestion. You're actually making such important points right now. Alright, we'll add the 69x69 to the list. When it comes to cost something else, I'd say not worth it. You know what? Fair. We'll do a maybe on that. Because technically you could just place down 4 8x8s and it's like, whatever, you know? Alright, next suggestions. Tiny Covenant bases like UNSC Hard 10, but Covenant. I'm going to count that as a Covenant Watchtower, but it's not the same, but I get your point. Blue light blinking, white light blinking, human crates. Oh, you know, we don't have human crates, do we? Damn. Maybe I should add those, the little multiplayer crates. Should I add the little green multiplayer crates, like the big ones? Crate packing. That'd be good for scenery, I feel like. I'm gonna throw that in there. I feel like that's actually like a small thing, but surprisingly useful. Other stuff, extra reach pieces, vehicle teleporters. Already got those on the list here. Pretty good. Pull medical crates and props from high ground. That's a good point too. Infotoxin with the 420. Thank you so much.
Turret off from the nade falcon and make a nade turret for your treaded warthog.
That has been a really popular suggestion, and I actually like that a lot, to be honest. Wait. We have the Treadhog, right? The Treadhog doesn't really get any use in this mod. We could remove the Treadhog. Nah. I don't know if it's worth it to remove the Treadhog, but it just doesn't get any use in this mod. Nobody spawns in it. Nobody does anything with it. Maybe we could just save the Treadhog for, like, permafrost. Make the regular hogs on Snow Sandbox the Treadhog. I mean, all the vehicles that have snow counterparts on the snow map are already there, except for the new ones from permafrost, but like the Snow Goose, yeah. Remove the Treadhog from the other palettes besides the snow one. You know what? Could make things a little complicated, but it's only useless because it doesn't have a turret. That's true. I just think it looks ugly with a turret, to be honest. But yeah, fair point. I'll remove the Treadhog for now, because it is kind of useless. It's cool looking, but useless. We're up to a potential of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 spots. Pretty big, not gonna lie. That's pretty big. What about ground plants? Unfortunately, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to do that, because ground plants, you would have to place down so many, and you're only allowed to place down so many objects in the Halo engine before it actually just starts crying and pissing itself. So spamming down like 100 trillion bushes would be amazing, and I would totally do that if the game engine was built for it, but I just don't think it is. The game engine would just start crying and dying. Computers and radios? Yeah, we could do human set dressing. I'll put that as a maybe, but we could do that. Other stuff, missile pod turret, that was on there. We have that there. Covenant infantry tower and human infantry tower. It's an ODST on the mission where you blow up the bridge. The human infantry tower can't really work again because the ladder doesn't go up. You can't use it on a forge object. The ladder just stops working once you do it because it's a special physics thing. It's not even worth getting into, honestly, but that's unfortunately not a thing. UNSC Halcyon ship. That would be cool to have a giant pillar bottom. Nuclear bomb as a crate object to match the space pickle. A Gmod style nuclear bomb. Low-key do kind of like that. Is there no magic you could do to make the ladder work? I could do like a grav lift that pushes you up, but that's about it. A grav lift could work. Don't you need to get the ladder to work when you place crates next to it? True. Or I could just shove a grav lift onto it as well. That's not out of the question. Alright, more stuff. I will say, I'll throw the idea out there, because if I do a grav lift on it, it's honestly just not a bad idea. Human Watchtower would be great. It would actually be great. Sandbox Guardian for Boundary. Unfortunately, that's scripted in a very specific way to work, and I probably wouldn't be able to make it happen. Thank you for the 420 info, Toxic.
Scabadaily said that a talented 3D artist made an M76 Walleye, aka the Boat Hog. If you get a hold of the 3D model, would you add it to the beach canvas?
Maybe. It would be amazing to have that for sure, and I could definitely get it to work reasonably well as a boat, because I did get boat physics working. The only thing is that would become like me making a whole new vehicle that would be damage states, health, and destruction physics and all that stuff, which I don't really know if I want to add a whole new vehicle to Ultimate Forge when we're so close to release, but I like the idea a lot. Ethereal, thank you for the 2.
I would have the Treadhog and Goose replace the standard variants on the snow map, but not be used on other maps.
I'm definitely gonna... Do I want to replace it with that? Maybe. It would be kind of cool if the hogs were all Treadhogs on the snow map. I would not dislike that. I'm definitely open to it, but I'm not going to say 100%. Fuel Rod Shade Turret. The Shade Turrets get such little use as it is, and they're stationary. Like, I don't know. I really want to add it, but would it be useful? Maybe. Okay, Nuclear Bomb actually does sound fun. Crashed ODST Drop Pod. I do like that idea. Dead bodies. Dead bodies don't work that good. Unless I like made my own custom posed versions. But also a good suggestion. Destroyed vehicles, gravity throne, Scarab gun, Halo 2 specifically. Oh, I probably should add the Scarab. Wait, is there not a Scarab gun in the mod? Oh my god, there's not a Scarab gun. I'm adding that immediately. How did I forget to add the Scarab gun back into Ultimate Forge? Oh my god. That's my bad, honestly. That's my bad. The life pod, I wish it was more useful. Fist of Rukt, the Fist of Rukt used to be in the mod too. We lost that one. I would rebuild that though. It's kind of old now. I would definitely rebuild it. Vampire, Jackrabbit, I would love to add the Jackrabbit back. Grunt Goblin, Banished Banshee, Banished Ghost, Cobra, Marauder, Phantom Friendly. We did lose the Phantom Friendly, didn't we? Covenant Drop Pod, god, I wish the Covenant Drop Pod. Tree variants from Alpine Sandbox. Strato Sentinel Scenery Piece would go crazy. Forge World, Coliseum Window, and Coliseum Wall also are really good suggestions. Pickle Hammer. We're not bringing the Pickle Hammer back, okay? That was brutal. That was brutal. For the Flood Sandbox, one of the suggestions that Darksteel made was Flood Trees. But I don't know what that means. I don't know what a Flood Tree is, but it sounds cool. That was legendary. It was a nightmare. A Flood Tree. Oh, my bad. Yeah, true. That's, yeah, I don't know why that wasn't obvious to me. Mountain. Large, medium, and small, based on old Ultimate Forge BSP mountains. Be tough, not gonna lie. I could add the hills. Well, I don't know how useful that would be, to be honest. RPG Beta 6? Yeah! I wish. That shit in the burn? I don't know what that is. Some thick foliage that has collision. I mean, that's what I'm trying to kind of do with the forests. I would like to have, like, bushes and stuff, but it seems kind of challenging. Did you already add the Hanging Flood Tentacles? No, I haven't added those, actually. Okay, the theory of how many things we... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well, 13, 14, 15. If we added all of these, we would be maxed out here, but I don't necessarily want to add all of these. They are just, especially these with the dashes on them, these 4 right here, are open to being swapped out for other better ideas. Can you make the burn? I don't know what the burn is. I don't know what that is. The section of the universe completely controlled by the flood? I don't know what that means as a map. We have a flood map. It's like the Flood High Charity. I don't know, like, what the burn would look like, other than just kind of what High Charity maps already look like. Mountains that match the grass texture. I mean, I don't think it's too bad. I think having the big gray rocky cliffs, like, works well. Like a planet type thing, fleshy and alive. I don't know how I would turn that into a forge canvas. Maps are big sections of an area. I don't know how I would do an entire planet. And I really blended the fuck out of the water, didn't I? Maybe a little too good, actually. It's a funny looking area here. Okay, anyway, I'm getting distracted. I think we should at the very least add the first. Can you add the whole CCS? Probably not, no. That's a lot. We do have the whole Covenant capital ship, but I don't know what whole CCS means. Once you start talking in ship lore names, you start losing me. I'm not really sure what that all means, to be honest with you. Are there any cool foreigner structures from the campaign? Oh, there's so many. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. We're gonna start small really quickly with the Covenant Watchtower. Thank you for the 3 Darksteel. Appreciate it, dude.
I demand boat vehicles on the ocean map specifically.
We have the dinghy.
It is outright criminal that we don't have them. I have even posted pre-made boat hog tags in the UF Forge Editions thread.
Oh shit, I didn't even know there were any. Wait, that's sick, actually. Hold on. Pause for 2 seconds. I'm opening my folders in the background so we can just immediately get to work on this stuff. I have some absolutely fire ideas. Excuse me. data folder, objects, levels, multi-alpine sandbox forge, boom, 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 tags folder open. Voila. We have it. All right, so first things first, I'm just going to go into huge grass. I'm going to take the Covenant landing pad thing, which I think is at its default scale. I hope. And I'm going to yoink it out of the map. We're going to do... Oh, actually... Maybe we should have the Covenant Watchtower first. CCS battle. Oh, the cruiser. You say the Covenant cruiser. Why are you saying CCS like you think I know what that is? I don't know nothing. Say the Covenant cruiser. A giant gravelift that is on extinction. Well, I'm going to add the smaller version of the base of it as an object, like the ramped Covenant thingy. I'm going to throw that on there. I'm presuming it's under objects shared. No, objects levels shared would be my guess. No. Oh, you know, it'd be objects, gear, Covenant, military. Yeah, here it is, probably. Cov Watchtower. We have the base, which has a crate object, and the pod, which also has a crate object. Huge. What the hell? That was easy. Damn. Okay. Oh my god. Oh, there we go. That solves that, I guess. Does the turret version of this do anything special besides have turrets? It's not like covered or anything, right? Is this what the Halo 3 one always looks like? I could have sworn it was more covered, or maybe I'm thinking about the Halo 2 ones. I can't remember, to be honest. Cool, they interact like that? Yeah, it has a physics zone that especially locks stuff in, kind of like a weak version of the weapon holder, but it only targets crate objects. So that's what this grabs onto. Meanwhile, the gravity lift is a separate physics zone, or phantom zone, that pushes everything just up. And since this top part is a crate object and I am not, I don't get locked into it like a weapon holder does. It's kind of fancy. Halo 2 is a little... I mean, maybe I'm just thinking of the Halo 2 one. But okay, we got these. That's easy. Let's just put them in the thing, I guess. I'm gonna go check out my strings. I got my data UI. Hold on, I gotta grab the strings so that we can actually just put these in. Strings, Watchtower, Cov Watchtower base, Cov Watchtower pod. Okay, cool. We already have that. Pause while I organize really quickly. Blah, 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 blah. Blah? Blah. Okay, so we're going to organize it like this. Guaranteed stuff I'm adding. Or added, past tense. Cov Watchtower base. Cov Watchtower pod. Alright, those are in. The individual specific map pieces are so much more important than the regular generic ones in my list, in my opinion. I agree. But there's only so much I can do because individual map pieces start making it messy, and then I have to start sacrificing other like global map pieces from every map per map, and then things can... some people are going to be disappointed that they're missing some stuff, and then it's going to be a whole thing. Doesn't El Dorado support a higher object? I'm pretty sure El Dorado has unlimited object support. In a very similar way to what Drake is working on, where you can swap out Forge List, El Dorado has, I presume, something similar, where you just have unlimited Forge space. They completely modded Forge to just be like a completely brand new thing handled in an insane way with like scalable objects and stuff. It's actually crazy. Okay, now I want to do the gigantic Covenant ground base object, so I'm going to do that really quick. I don't think this is going to be particularly challenging, to be honest. So I'm going to open... No, I'm not going to open. I'm going to go and find huge grass. So give me 1 second. I'm hunting for huge grass. Huge grass, yeah, U. What was it called? Isn't it like, not Covenant, Pad. I don't know what I called it on huge grass. I'm just hunting this down right now. It would be a one-off. There are so many things here. Mantis platform, Scarab platform. Structure, base pipes, base small spires, floor pipes, gondolas, blah blah. Might be one of these. A gazillion rocks. I don't think it's base thingy ZZ. I'm like pretty confident about that one. Red. It's probably this one then. It is! Okay, first try, dude. First try, that's crazy. Alright, are they still connected properly? I believe they are, but just to be safe. Yeah, looks like they were. Alright, cool. So here is what will become our next forge object. Eldorado Forge is so good to be perfect. It had the upgrades MCC gave to Halo 3. I agree. It would be awesome. Eldorado has a lot of stuff Halo 3 and MCC doesn't have. And then some. So there's quite a bit there. Alright. So I want to make this whole structure just kind of work. And actually, I think it'll be really easy. So here's how I'm going to do this. I'm going to start by basically just doing this giant ring. And we're just going to slowly build up. And then I'm going to build up one of these little shapes right here, and then we're just going to spam that around a bunch of times. And I'm going to do this for the physics model. Can you go back to the camera orbits? Oh, I know. Eldoritos is so nice. It's so nice. There's so many quality of life changes that were just massive upgrades. This will be lift top. This will be lift bottom. All right. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to start making physics objects for this. So I'm going to start with a gigantic cylinder. You could probably cut it. No, I'm going to keep this one at 32. I think 32 is a valid number of shapes for this. I'm going to shrink it down. It looks like it's not actually a perfect cylinder. That makes it a little bit challenging. Any intentions of trying hightail? Not currently, no. But I'm open to it in the future. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna separate this part out. Leave this here, right? No, you know, I got an even better idea. Big brain. Delete that. We're going to do a vertex snap here. Like so. There. And then we're going to connect these. And I'm going to do... I'll see if I can get away with 3 cuts. That should be more than enough here. Alright, and my thought is, if I can take this and then mirror it like a bunch of times around, it should be good. Halo. We're doing math. Halo's just cool math shit. Alright, we're going to give this a try then. This should be the perfect base shape. So I'm going to do this. We're going to do a mirror modifier. Generate mirror. Doesn't seem like it really wants to mirror perfectly. I remember you stressing over the vertices on this thing. To be fair, back then I was bad, and I didn't know what I was doing, which was embarrassing. Looks like I'm going to have to do this manually, though. Could be worse. This thing's pretty easy to work with, so I'm just going to snap all these together. You might be a little confused on the specifics of what I'm doing here, but honestly, it's nothing crazy. Since I'm making a physics model, I have to be very careful. This is the physics model that you basically walk on, right? So if you're walking around on any object in any game, there's an invisible model there that your player is interacting with. And the quirk about physics models is they have to be convex shapes, which, remember concave versus convex, it's just concave is exactly what it sounds like a cave type shape, where if it has any parts dipping in, physics calculations get insanely expensive and complicated if you start doing concave shapes. Not good for your poor CPU. So I get to make entire structures out of convex shapes, because that's actually just required. You're literally not even allowed to do concave shapes in Halo 3. They just don't even let you. Try to import a physics model that has like a concave inward facing shape, the game literally just goes nah, and it just goes wham, and turns it into a convex one. And most of the time that makes it way worse. So the smart thing to do is you manually come in like I'm doing, and you just kind of plan things out a little bit for how you want these shapes to work. Now that I placed all these shapes down, and I'm going to double check, I think I did all of them right. It looks like I did all of them right. I'm going to make a quick save. Where do I want to save this? Not maps. We're going to do models. I'll make a new folder in the background. Oh, there. Cov landing pad. Perfect. I did make a folder. There we go. I made a Cov landing pad. Save. And now I'm in a convex hole. Boom! Look at that. It creates a gigantic shape. A gigantic convex shape. Exactly as I was hoping it would. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now, I want to make the base shape for the whole ramp thing here, which I genuinely think is going to be very easy. I do not think this is going to be particularly challenging. And I might have a cheat code for it. My thought on the cheat code is the following. You see this big blue line here? I'm going to grab this whole blue line, and I'm going to just yoink it off the actual model. My dumbass actually sharpened this wrong back in the day when I was working on this. Oops! Oopsies. Let's not worry about it now, though. I got no time for that. Okay, get rid of those, and then now it's all cleaned up. Alright, cool. So now, save for this middle part, I guess, which I'm just going to let people float over because I don't care. I'm going to duplicate this ring, separate it out, and now I have this funny little ring. I'm going to go ahead and just fill it. Oops, no, I lied. Convex it. Not yet, actually. Am I doing a physics model? I am doing a physics model. I'm going to extrude it, like so. So it creates a ramp. I drag it downwards, which honestly, now that I'm looking at this, is probably exactly how Bungie did this. And convex. Boom! There we go. reasonably optimized. So that's like the entire base shape of this. So if I hide the actual model now, I'll call this lift top. This will be lift base. And so now this is what the physics model looks like. This is what you'll actually interact with as a player. Pretty smooth, pretty nice. Makes me stressed. Scratch my head over how much stress is probably made for the Bungie development team. All development teams, to be fair, but yeah, that too. Game dev is hard, man. It's actually hard. And the stuff I'm doing is relatively easy, to be honest, because a lot of the time I'm just porting stuff. I'm not doing the actual artistry. I'm doing like the technical work. Anyway, this makes things really nice and convenient, so we don't have to worry too much about physics model stuff now. All this is very nice. But instead what we could do is, to make things especially easy, I'm just going to build one of these structures out of physics objects one time, and then just copy and paste it around for the other, what, 5 others? Because it's a hexagon. So I don't think this will be particularly hard. We'll also get rid of all the materials on this. Any vertex groups? No geometry data. Regions, perfect. We will give this a material though. We will call it Cov Lift. And then we can parent these, link materials. Now they share the same materials. Perfect. Was this ever in 3 or just ODST? I believe it was only in ODST. This is from the mission where you're in the zoo, the Uplift Reserve mission. And the Covenant have placed down this big old landing pad. I use this landing pad all the time on my maps because it's just such a great object. It's genuinely fantastic. Alright, so what I'm going to do for this physics bit here is I'm going to grab the general outline of this. I don't need to grab everything, thankfully. It's actually pretty straightforward. I need to grab like the edges here that actually connect downwards. And I can definitely simplify this later on. But since I know in my head that this isn't going to be an actually super complex shape, but is instead going to be a relatively simple one, I have some very, very lucky stuff that I can get away with here. Like that is there. I basically just need to end up tracing the overall shape of this. It's pretty nice, pretty straightforward. So there. I wrap all the way around here. And then, of course, I can simplify it even further later on. So there, that goes all the way up to there. That connects to there. And then last thing I need to do is just grab this, I believe. Right there. And that should... Oh, almost. I just gotta grab that. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to get this entire base structure. I'm not gonna grab this top part, this big top bulbous thing, or these little pointy bits, but theoretically, if I duplicate this, and this shape I just traced out here by grabbing specific lines, should give me exactly what I need. So if we now convex hull it, as you can see, it generated a very nice convex hull, to be honest. We can clear sharps on that, remove all of its materials, and also, it doesn't need to be this complex. It has a bunch of extra stuff on it that is just very useful. Like these 2 vertices, don't need those. We can just dissolve those. Does it need this many vertices on the corner here? Definitely not. We could just merge these together and save just a little bit on resources. The fewer vertices and complex areas, the better. Honestly, do we need this one? I don't think so. I think we can just get rid of those. Do we need all of these right here? Absolutely the fuck not, no. In fact, I kind of want to undo this really quickly now that I'm thinking about it, and when I separated this out, I did want to kind of extrude this bit downward. I should have done that even before I separated it, actually. I wanted to grab these here. Now that should be good. So now we duplicate, separate, blah, blah, blah. Then we convex hull, and then we'll go back and fix it again. We can hide everything else except for this. And just simplify it, honestly. We'll do the exact same thing, just save ourselves some performance. Just boom, 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 boom. Do I even need this one? Almost definitely not. Do we need these random triangles here? Almost definitely not. And then when it comes to this rounded thing here, I highly doubt we need this one. Yeah, it loses its shape slightly, but there's going to be a giant object there anyway in a second. If I dissolve that one, nobody's going to notice. And now it's pretty optimized, to be honest. Can we get rid of some? Oh, we can definitely get rid of some of these, too. We can definitely get rid of some of these. I'll see if I can merge all of these down to this lower part here. It will technically make this a little incorrect, but I don't think anyone's going to notice that their feet travel ever so slightly into the floor by like 1 millimeter. And then I could probably take these and merge them into there. Probably take that, merge it into there, that into there. Awesome. Now it is a reasonably optimized thing. Cool. Orlord, thanks for the 2, dude.
Light of Judgment, but a frigate dropping ODSTs.
Honestly, a great idea. It is possible. It is 100% possible. Yeah, stuff like that's not that crazy in my opinion. I do think that's very much doable. Those are structural. These might not be, though. Can I get away with that? I can get away with that. I'm not going to add it for this mod, to be honest, because we're right at the finish line, and I'm not going to add a ton of new content right now. We have some free space, therefore I'm going to add in a couple extra things. Nothing like crazy. The convex hull isn't putting these triangles down for some reason. Anyway, I think we're good here. We can dissolve these extra vertices, clean things up a little bit. Oh! Oh! Maybe not. Maybe we keep those. Maybe we keep those, and then I just don't worry about it. Yeah, we keep those. All right. Anyway, looking pretty good. Now I'm not gonna stress too hard about that because I've been focusing too hard on it, frankly. We're going to move on to the next part, which is going to be these little things. I'm literally just going to make tiny triangles for these, dude. I don't even care. Just straight up create a cube, separate it out, make it its own little thing. This will be structure base. And this will be structure points. I'm going to do this very, very simply. I'm going to merge this into a single, a little teensy tiny vertice. I'm going to attach one there, one there, one there, and one there, Drag it up. Close it. There we go. There's the physics model. Sure was hard. Actually, wait, that's kind of bad. Why does it look so bad? All right, there we go. Yeah, little triangle. It's perfect. And then I will duplicate this. In fact, let's do this. I'm going to create a new transform off of that. And then I'll grab this, set my cursor to selected. While on the edge transform, I will do a scale off of my 3D cursor scale X -1. Apply transforms, flip. Okay, then we can get rid of our edge and then switch back to medium point. Cool, there we go. So perfectly mirrored. And the last structure we're going to do is this thing here, which I would like to make this as simple as I can. The way I'm imagining this, I think I'm going to have to split this into like one shape for this part, one shape for the cover, and then one shape for this thing sticking out. I'm going to try to make it as simple as possible. I made this one relatively complex because I knew that people were going to be interacting with it reasonably often, like walking against it and stuff. This one people are going to interact with a hell of a lot less, so if it's a little bit more of a simplified model, I really don't think it's a big deal. Right. There's nothing better than just sitting, chilling, making mods, listening to Steve I absolutely fucking shred. Alright, we got that. Boom, boom. 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 Oh, we need that, that. Alright, so that should be enough points to make a convex hull out of. So we're going to duplicate, separate. We'll take this, convex hull. We get a nice shape from that. In fact, I'm going to merge these at center. Well, I'll merge them at last, actually. I'll merge them at last, and last. Sick. Alright, our big old physics block here looks decent. We can have a bunch of those. Like, I don't even think we need these two vertices here, to be honest. Why is there a face? What is that? Ew. There we go. Simplified even further. Hell yeah. Almost just a cube. As for this top part, it's going to need to be a little bit round. Alright, it will actually have to be a little bit round. This is going to be structure, mid. That one's good. And then, now it's time for the funny helmet looking thing. Do we have textures? No. Okay. Time for the funny helmet. So, the way I'm thinking about it is we definitely got to have the outermost area of this. So it's going to be an entire like ring like this, maybe even the quadrants. Okay, maybe not the quadrants, but anyway, we need the whole cross type structure to maintain the actual like height and structure of this thing. Probably even the outer parts of it, like there, in order to maintain like an actually good shape your player can interact with. As for this, I'm going to do one here, then I'm going to skip one, skip one, two, skip one. For the rest of the shape here, I'm going to do a skip one, one, skip one. That'll provide a decently good shape, I think. Then we're going to go for the top. Skip one, skip one, skip one. Skip one, skip one. And the other cardinal directions, we're going to go skip one, skip one. We'll go quadrant, skip one, skip one. Skip one, skip one. Same deal down here. Skip one, skip one, skip one, skip one. It's a lot of verts, but I should hopefully maintain the overall shape of this thing. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I'm seeing an issue already. Well, let me duplicate it and try it anyway. So here we have all of the points that I selected. Convex hull. Fairly complex, not gonna lie. Fairly complex. I think that's okay, though. Honestly, there's a decent amount of vertices I could probably even get away with removing. But I think I'll leave most of them for now. Although, like, this one to this one could definitely be merged together. This one could probably be merged in. It actually improves the shape a lot. That looks pretty good. It's got the important areas around the roundness. It maintains the general volume of the shape. That's nice. That's a good physics model, I would argue. Probably could be even simpler, but... I don't know, let's try this. Maybe if I merge these as center, maybe I can get away with that. Sure can't. I mean, nah, it's better that way. Alright, last thing is I'm going to put a cube right here, and that's going to be it. Okay, that's pretty good. Bring it out to there. That looks good too. We can do a little scale it down on that. Move it to the side a little so it's nice and balanced. Drag this part up to here. We can merge these two down at the last bit there. Okay. There's our little triangle thing. Cool. I think that entire structure is done. Now, if we look at, if we hide the entire physics model here, this is the entire structure as it exists as a real model, as you see it in game. And then this is our physics model, which is supposed to be highly simplified, that we have fully constructed to match it. I think that's actually, this is one of the best physics models I've made. I like this. I'm a fan. Not bad, not bad. Okay, now I need to duplicate this a bunch of times so that it's on every part of it. Rotate, boom, 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 boom. Oh, big brain moment. Check this out. I have an idea. We're going to go to the lift top here. Grab this. We're going to put our cursor right there because this is the actual center of everything. I'm going to grab all of the structure bits here. We're going to switch to the 360 divided by 6 is, what, 60? We'll go 3D cursor as our center point. Wait, that should be structure top bits, structure points, R, L. Okay, now that those are organized, I'll feel a lot better about duplicating this bunch of times. Okay, duplicate, rotate Z, 60. Duplicate, rotate Z, 60. Cool. Now, I want to see just how many vertices are in this physics model so I don't feel bad about it. 1,000! You know what, honestly, 1,000 for such a detailed object could be a hell of a lot worse. There it is. Physics model version of this structure. Hell yeah. Pretty sweet. Not too bad. Now, the real question is, do I use the physics model or the render model as the base for the collision model? I think I'm going to duplicate it, join those two together, make this the collision model. But in order to make, this is what the bullets are going to collide with. The bullet gets a higher quality model to interact with because, you know, it's a gun game. And I'm going to take anything that has illumination, okay, maybe not that one specifically. But stuff like this, completely useless. Don't want that. Leaves us with this. I feel like... What am I modeling here? This is the ODST landing pad from Halo 3 ODST, obviously for the Covenant. And I'm making it into an actual Forge object. So it's actually working great right now. I'm just trying to decide how I want to do the collision model for this. Maybe I should use the physics model. Kind of messy, though. I'll give it a try anyway. Okay, we'll hide everything again. Unhide that. So this would be the collision model. It's probably fine. Alright, let's go ahead and put this in game. I think we're ready. And just to check here... It looks like it's all already hooked up to the ODST material, so I don't think I actually have to do anything special for this. Let's put this in the game. So we export it to a JMS file, Halo format, etc. Then that should output it right here with these 3 folders. We're going to make a new folder here called Cov Landing Pad. This is in my Forge Objects folder for Ultimate Forge. Boom. We're also going to make a crate object for it, so I'm just going to use the base round crate and model for this. This is my tags folder, Cov Landing Pad. Same area, we call this Cov Landing Pad. So these are a model and a crate tag. These are the parent tags that kind of put the model and everything together. And what I'm going to do is cheat the system a little bit by putting this in here. We're going to do Cov Landing Pad, hook it up to the new model I just copied. And then, in order to cheat the system, thank you for the 3 Dark
Check
Steel.
Stream chat, not UF list.
Roger. We bulk import all of it. And hopefully it just works. If we're lucky. Damn, it's really taking a minute, huh? Oh my god, the collision model for this thing is atrocious. Oh, it's on quadratic. Jesus, ambient occlusion. 2 bounces. Kill. It was trying to bake lighting for like 1 billion years. Absolutely not. Hell no. Oh, and you know what? I actually do need to set up regions for this. Hold on. Oh, I have to set up regions for it. No, there's so many physics objects. I'm gonna cheat the system. Tool, render, objects, levels, multi-alpine, sandbox, forge, cub, landing pad, draft. It'll probably look weird because there's a bunch of floating invisible bits on it, but it should work. Let's see. Can we spawn in the ever lovely ODST Covenant landing pad? Honestly, I've never tried making a... Oh, it looks so goddamn! Bruh. Peak forge object. Holy shit, that looks amazing! I'll set it to fixed physics. Dude, that looks so good. The real question is, can I just walk on it comfortably? Oh, I totally can, dude. The physics model is actually insane. Damn. This is actually just a peak forge object, dude. Okay, the collision model kinda, sorta works. The ramp part of the physics model does not want to work. Oh, wait. I might know why. Either the collision model is actually just cursed as fuck, or... No, it actually might just be cursed as fuck, not gonna lie. Whoa. Whoa, that actually looked funny. Yeah, I think the collision model just sucks, not gonna lie. But there's a solution. Which is to use the render model instead. Okay, maybe I just need to give it a material name. Surely that'll fix it. Hard, metal, thick, covenant. That did not, in fact, fix it. Yeah. I'm gonna say right now, I'm absolutely not going through the effort of making a completely custom collision model. So I'm gonna do this instead, where I take the not the Illume bits, the Illume parts, we delete all those, make this the lift collision model, and we just simply give it this material, and we export again. We'll run the collision command on it to get its new collision model in, which will probably be hilariously unoptimized. Good God, it really is. I could try decimating it to be sure. How many vertices is that? 10,000. I'm sure those are all very necessary. Me when I don't drink any water for like 1 hour. Never check stream chat because I haven't finished this. Oh, perfect. Insanely unoptimized, but perfect. Alright, cool. Now I'll check stream chat. What did you post? What is this? Yeah, that's me. And he posted me being bald. No water bottles and yeah. I have my big thermos right here. My Yeti. Well, I fucked up my joke. L. Well, in any case, this is now like the most peak Forge object ever. I fucking love it so much. Let's write it down. Make a string for it. Oh, you guys can't even see what I'm up to. Cov. Landing pad. Will appear in the Forge menu as Cov landing pad. Yeah, I don't really need to make it any more complicated than that. Cov landing pad. Adam, thank you for the 2. Appreciate it.
I'm back. Will this have a functioning variant that's essentially a supersized Lich Gravlift to pair with the Covenant Cruiser object?
I currently don't have any plans for that. I suppose I could. It wouldn't actually be that crazy. Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, that's not out of the question. I do already have a list of stuff that I would like to add, but I mean, like, that is doable. Oh, I'm just so happy to have this as a Forge object now. It's so nice. You can do so much with this. I can't wait. Okay. But I really can't wait for me peeing. Now, coffee killing me. I'll be right back. Give me 2 minutes. We're so back. Man, I can't believe this thing's a forge object. I'm so happy. Alright. There's so many other good forge objects that we get to add as well. Actually, I'm going to walk on it. The third person. Third person. It feels good. Like, it feels fairly round. Doesn't feel like it's the incorrect shape. Damn, dude, that might be like the cleanest physics model I've whipped up real quick, like, ever. That was awesome. Hell yeah. What objects did you decide on? I haven't decided on every single one, but my list so far looks like this. The ones I want to add are right here. The ones with the dashes next to them are the maybes. So the Covenant Watchtower pieces are already in. Now we have the Cov Gravity Lift base, which is this big one right here. And what I want to do as well is have a one-way and two-way shield. Because I know people were suggesting those because they're so good in reach, so useful for so many things. And then I could actually swap the regular shield out actually for that. I missed you do the Watchtower. I actually didn't even have to do the Watchtower. They were already crate objects in Halo 3, so I just... There's the base. There's the pod. Sure was tough. I remember people used to spawn these in with mods on Snowbound back in the day because these objects were left over on Snowbound's scenario file. So even without a modded Xbox, just with a modded map variant, you could go into Forge and just have these as objects that you can place down. It's pretty cool. Can't have them as one piece? No. I don't believe so. I mean, I technically could. I could make it perfectly solid, but I think it's better this way, personally. That way, if you, like, throw a bunch of grenades at them and stuff, you know, you could, like... Does it stick? Oh, it doesn't stick. But you can blow these up, is my point. That was the point that I was going to make, which is that they blow up. Pretty sure if you just throw some nades at them. Well, if I didn't suck at the game, it would be much easier. Like that. That's why I like them being in multiple pieces. Ooh, that's a really nice, like, exposed Covenant texture to just slap onto stuff. I like that. That was good. That was good. That's the sound those lights make when you, like, get really close and they gotta go. I saw those were 2 weak. I like it because it just makes it so when you have them spawned in, they kind of just explode really easily, and then obviously because they'll be multiplayer objects, they'll also respawn. Actually, I have to make the multiplayer objects now that I think about it. Should be objects, oops. Objects, gear, Covenant, military. I doubt they have multiplayer properties, which is kind of a requirement if I want them to work in Forge. Oh no, they do have multiplayer object properties. That's crazy. It makes me think that maybe Bungie did in fact plan for these to be spawnable in multiplayer at some point. In fact, because I didn't add multiplayer object properties. Oh, wait, the top part has early mover physics. What the hell? That's so cool. I never knew that. W Bungie, man. W. It also has multiplayer object properties. Cool. Cool. Wait, Cov Watchtower activate. Hold on, I'm going to play a really loud sound. Oh, the top part is the... Wait, what? Cool. Anyway, we got it. Why do I have 2 instances of Gorilla open? It work. The next object that would be really nice to add to the list. Maybe we should do the 2-way or the 1-way shield. That might be the move next. Because that'd be pretty straightforward to do. Is there a way to add the turret variant or mount turrets to the tower? I could throw in the turret variant. It would just... I mean, you could also place down plasma turrets yourself, but there is a dedicated turret variant that's in the files that I could very easily just throw in there. I don't really know how useful it would be, because I don't think the turrets would, like, respawn necessarily. I mean, I could. Maybe it'd be better to just have the turret variant be there always. It's just kind of weak. It's mainly there for AI. suppose it would make it a much more useful piece if it had the turrets on it. Let's see. Watchtower. I guess I'll also just call it Watchtower Pod for now. And then we can do... What did I call it? Watchtower Pod Turrets. That's a long-ass string. Well, I guess it's all the same. Ooh. I love the G keys on my keyboard. Cov radio box. Oh, the CE one. That makes all... Oh, dude. Oh, I would love that so much. Actually, that would be amazing. I love that object because it's literally just a Covenant crate tipped upside down with like 3 little things poking out of it. I don't even think they have that sound in Halo 3 Vanilla. It's sad. Oh, let me see. I'm gonna look that up on YouTube. Halo CE Covenant radio sound 1 hour. It's fucking good, man. Meanwhile, it's literally just a crate with like a screen on it. It's an upside down crate with a screen on it. That's literally that's it. I do love that sound though. That sound brings me like intense nostalgia. Alright, anyway. I think the one-way shield and the two-way shields would be amazing to have. Hear me out. Halo 3 already has like a regular shield door. Why not just edit it a little bit and make it into like the Halo 3 version of that? Let me see if I can find it. I don't know where it is. Maybe it's under like objects. What would that even be under? Maybe it would be under Foundry. Objects, levels, DLC. Maybe under shared. There's armory shield door, and there's chill shield door, and there's gotta be another one. Fort shield door. Ghost Town shield. How many are there? Large shield. What? Midship shield. Dude, how many shield doors did they put in this fucking thing? Oh, and then of course we can't forget small shield door. There are so many, dude. Oh my god. Okay, let's try them all out. Let's see which ones we like the most. Here's small shield door. Okay, we're all familiar with this one if you play Halo 3, I'm sure. Too small to be useful, but it is there. Then we have large shield door. This is the one that's already in the mod. This one's just been on the Forge list because I pulled it off of, I think, Sandbox. Then we have the midship shield door. Okay, it's even bigger. That's cool. Really nothing different other than the fact that these points move around and it stretches to fit. Ghost Town shield door. So they're all the same shield door, is what I'm getting from this. Oh, what up, Banana Man? One side red, which blocks you, the other side stays normal. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. So chill. So these are all the same. I thought there was going to be anything different about them, but no, they're literally the exact same shield door, but just they have different sizes. Most likely fitted to that particular map's, like, size and scale, etc., etc. So I'm thinking we just take one of these shield doors out of the game real quick. We make it maybe be, like, a little bit bigger. Maybe we'll grab, like, the midship shield door, right? Because this one actually seems reasonably large. How big is this? Is this, like, big enough to be useful? I feel like we could take this, make it a little bit bigger, and then we have this one And then exactly like Banana Man and Annerman said, we just take it and we flip it so one side is red and makes it obvious that it's locked off. And then that way we only lose one object slot. Because we basically replace the old shield door with like a bigger one, and then we just have the extra one-sided one. I think that'd be pretty great. I like that. Plus I get to design a cool red energy shader, which sounds fun. So to protect players from being spawn camped, a giant one would be nice. Yeah, that's why I'm debating, like, how big should I make this? I genuinely don't know how big would be, like, a good amount. And then also, since you might want to, like, stack multiple of them, maybe I should get rid of, like, the little Covenant bits at the bottom here. I like them. I think they look really good, and I would prefer to keep them. But if you're going to stack a bunch of them, it might be wise to just, like, not have that, you know? How does that sound work? Like the Covenant carrier bay doors? I think I'll just have to make them like pretty damn large. And then just hope that people can make good use of it. I think what I'll do is I'll keep it like this with the little corner pieces on it, but I'll remove this little bottom bit right here. That way you could theoretically have them floating and they don't always feel like they need to be sat on the floor. And if you were going to make multiple of these, you wouldn't have to feel like, oh, that's weird. They're like, kind of, there's like a floating bit. Like, yeah, you could flip it. Like, kind of like that. But even still, then you would basically be blocked to like a 4x4 thing. And I think it would probably look better if it just was like the floating 4 bits. So I think we do that. I think we do that. I'm going to make it big enough for a pelican to fly through it. If a pelican can fly through it, I think the size is great. Is there a way to tweak the symmetrical, asymmetrical game types to change the physical traits of the object? Like asymmetrical is the blocker and symmetrical is the normal one? I don't believe so. I think in Halo Reach you might be able to get away with something like that. I don't know what you can change besides color, but theoretically maybe. 3, not so much. And 3... properties like that don't really change anything useful about the object other than how they spawn. At least to my knowledge. Alrighty. This is good. I say we just take this. This one is the midship shield. You know, I'm gonna do this. We're gonna take large shield door, the vanilla standard one, and I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want to it. I think that sounds like a good plan. So let's export it from the game. So we're going to do tool, extract, import info, and we're going to grab the shield door, which should be under objects levels, DLC shared, shield door large, large shield door. I'm blind. There it is. All right, and I'm going to drag this directory. Boom. Thank you for the 3, Darksteel.
What is the first mission in Halo? Winter Contingency, the Silent Cartographer, the Pillar of Autumn Alpha Base.
The first mission in all of Halo? Well, it's Winter Contingency, technically. At least until Campaign Evolved comes out. All of it? That's a cop-out. It's Winter Contingency. Because you haven't even gotten onto Halo yet. It takes place before all of those. Alpha Base is Halo Wars 1. Oh! I thought that would be, I didn't even consider that. I thought that was from Fireteam Raven for some reason, because Alpha Base is the name of the base in Fireteam Raven. They're both called Alpha Base. Listen, if I thought about that, I would have been right. I just didn't think about it. Which means I was right, technically, because I always am, right? Like, doesn't think about Halo Wars? Thank God. I am a normal Halo fan. I play the video games. Sorry, guys. I'm so sorry that I play all the Halo video games instead of reading all the books and delving into Halopedia's darkest depths. My bad, dude. Alright, here's the render model. Nothing too crazy here. We're going to import also the physics model into this and the collision model. I'm going to do the collision next. Collision model is pretty standard. It's, you know, a rectangular prism. Not a whole lot of craziness going on there. I presume the physics model is going to be like nothing. Oh no, it does have a physics model actually. Oh, that's how they do it. That makes so much sense. I was sitting here wondering earlier, I was like, well, how do they make it so when you walk through it makes a noise? You hear that? You walk through it, goes... It's because it has a physics model, but the physics model is like a grav lift area, except instead of moving you, it just detects, like, you know how when you go into a grav lift, it makes a sound, it goes like... Zoom? This thing has like a grav lift zone, but it doesn't move you at all. So, that means it can trigger a sound to go through as if a grav lift pushes you. So, that's so... I don't know why I didn't think of that. That seems so obvious in hindsight. Alright, this is good though. What is proxy object? Yeah, I don't care. Alright, I'm going to save this real quick. We need a folder for shield doors. Alright, here's our shield door huge. Okay. Now I'm gonna look at this render model. Oh, okay, so it does have... Good, good, very good. Right. We're gonna do the following. Read Mateus's 2. Thank you for the 2!
Boring. Yawning face emoji, yawning face emoji, yawning face emoji, yawning face emoji.
Nobody appreciates
yawning face
me, man.
Emoji,
Nobody
yawning face emoji, yawning face emoji.
Fuck you. They don't appreciate me, man. Nobody care me, man. This is so sad. We're getting banished, Bruce, transparent red layer thrown on the brute armor maps, right? Of course. That's the most high effort thing I could do for this mod, so inevitably it'll happen. Duh. Alright, I'm going to make this big enough so a pelican can fit through it, and I feel like that is going to be the winning move here. So, Halo tools, we will spawn in a Halo 3 vehicle pelican. Big enough for a pelican, and I'm happy. Thank you for the 2, Rowan!
Awesomeness. Left pointing finger emoji, left pointing finger emoji, left pointing finger emoji, cool face emoji.
That's me.
Cool
I'm the
face emoji.
I'm the cool guy.
Upside down face emoji.
That's me.
Eat sand.
What do you mean?
Halo sand.
Eat sand? What does that mean? GY 250. There we go. GY minus 250. There we go. Easy. And then the collision, it's the same thing. GY minus 250, GY minus GY 250, and then we go up an arbitrary amount that I didn't measure. W, dude, W. GY minus 250. GY 250. Cool. Alright, I'm going to get rid of this little thing. I'm sad because a part of me is a fan. I don't know, I feel weirdly attached to this little doohickey at the bottom of the grav lift. I've always just thought it was kind of neat. But I'm going to kill it, so... You know, it is what it is. Very sad. Maybe I should keep it, though, because it's the only physical part of it that, like, touches the floor. I mean, obviously you can set things to phase in Halo 3. Maybe I'll keep it, actually. Feeling brave. If I decide I don't like it, I can always remove it, so it's not a huge deal. Anyway, we have a giant shield door now! Yay! It's so big. Pelican can fit through it. Can I do 2 variants? Yeah, there's going to be a one-way shield door variant. To be honest, I'm going to have to look at how Reach does it, because I definitely know of a way to do it, but... Wait a minute. You can't even shoot through this thing. Oh, right, the shield door pushes you out physically. It blocks bullets no matter what from both sides. Right, you can't shoot through the one side of a two-way door in Reach, can you? Or a one-way door? You can shoot through a one-way door in Reach? Both ways block projectiles. Okay, perfect. That makes this even easier. That makes me happy to hear. In that case, shield door huge is good. I can export it out. We'll take the Creighton model tag. We're going to go back to objects levels, multi, Alpine Sandbox Forge, shield door huge, shield door huge. Objects levels, multi-alpine sandbox forge, shield door huge. Boom. Okay, now we can import it. I lied. I need to go get the shaders for it. It uses DLC airlock field, man cannon metal 2. Levels, multi-alpine sandbox forge, shield doors, shaders. Cool. Now it's good. This time for real, on God. Okay. Bulk import. It just works. It just works. Huge. Alright, let's try out our new shield door. Our comically large shield door. My God. It's beautiful! Oh. Shared, shield door, large, physics, bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Perfect. It's so big! A Pelican could fit through that. Now we gotta do a one-way shield door. Which... I think I can think of some ways to do it, but since Bungie already perfected it in Halo Reach, I feel like I should just copy however they did it there. So I'm gonna do that. Drake is scared about Halo lore because he can't read. Bald and illiterate. Bad combo. That's a crazy thing to say. Not true. It's freaking mean. Let's pop open Reach. Reginald Shotimus Gundam. Cannot click the book. What? Multi... I have no idea where Forge World objects are kept, so I'm just going to open Forge World and find it. Dude, I will not forget ever how hype it was when Bungie released the first Vidoc showing off Forge and Halo Reach, and the absolute hype I had for finally loading into Forge World. Rowan, thank you for the 2!
C. Inbound.
CLSD, inbound. What? Can somebody please tell me what that means? Barricades, camping stools, blah, blah. Wait, what about Covenant Barrier? Oh, hey, they kept it in reach. Or maybe they upgraded it. I think it is upgraded. It's hard to tell, though, to be honest. We're speaking in tongues tonight. That's like every other stream. Half the time, I have literally no idea what anyone's talking about. God Emperor Donald with the 2.
The year is at war with the alliance known as NATO.
Okay.
We have burned our trade deals. Losing billions in their financial is our last bastion, a carefully guarded not anymore. Part 1. Okay,
well, somebody somebody forgot to pull the periods. They forgot to put a space after a period, and I feel like I just listened to schizophrenic ramblings because it thought anything with a period was a URL. And it blocked it. Sorry. I feel bad about that, but also... it do be like that. Okay, is it under gadgets? Oh, here. Door. One-way small. Is objects levels forge. Got it. Okay. One-way door small crate. Nice. We're going to take this. Objects, levels, forge. God, I can't read shit in this. FF one-way door. We'll do one-way door, large. Let's set it up for Halo 3 really quick. Okay, so let's see how it works. It has a physics and a physics. Take a look here. The one has the material property of energy shield thick forerunner. One has a collision material called hard. I'm going to presume that this is the one here with collision material hard. And this one probably just... I guess this one grabs you, and then I assume this one pushes you. And it still has a little out marker like the Halo 3 ones do. Collision model's nothing crazy. It's a two-sided collision model. The end. It simply works. But we got to take a look at how these two fields work. So, let's see. The physics model says there are two phantom... No, I lied. There's one phantom group that does not ignore bipeds or vehicles. Marker name out with an insane directional velocity. Holy fuck. Cool. Okay, it turns out this is extremely easy to do. Cool. Yo. Oh, loading. I'm loading. All right, so here's our Halo 3 door thing. And I'm going to save this as really quickly. Shield door huge one way. And the trick here is that one side of this is going to be red. Now let me take a quick look at where the out points to. So out points to this way, which means this side is actually not going to be DLC Airlock Field, but it's going to be called DLC Airlock Field Red. God, I'm so creative. It's actually incredible. And then for the physics, which looks like this, I'm going to duplicate it and call it, it's not going to have a material called energy, it's going to have a new material called one way, and that is going to be field one way. I'm going to make it only push you out if you're like right up on it. Cool. I think that's literally all I have to do. So let's export this one out as well. We're going to have another folder called Shield Door Huge One Way. Put those in there. Copy that and that.
Is it gonna be red or that hot pink like jackal shields when they flare?
I'm going to make it like red-orange, kind of how it is in Reach. I feel like people would read it and understand that pretty well. Oh, right, and then we need the shaders folder. But then we also need to go into the shaders folder and copy that and make one that's just called red. Cool. Freaking go, dude. Oh, and then lastly, I do want to steal the physics model really quickly so that it overwrites it. Cool. Okay. Let's put it in the game and make a cool red one-way shield door. There we go. My sorry. Okay. W. Here we have our one-way physics model. Now all we have to do is the easiest thing ever. Copy Bungie's work. My favorite. Wait. Oh yeah, vehicles can't go through shield doors, can they? That's like a Halo 3 thing, right? Because I just looked at the options for it, and it basically just said that it doesn't let vehicles through, and it like sparked a memory from ages ago. Oh yeah. Vehicles just straight up can't go through this. Does it do that in Reach? I don't think it does. But it's already kind of set up for a one-way, in a sense. It do? So okay, so shield doors are anti-vehicle as well. Well, that's kind of a problem. I feel like these shield doors should not be anti-vehicle doors. Kind of defeats the purpose. The orange side reach blocks vehicles and the blue side lets them through, or it might have been an object property. Yeah, I'm definitely going to allow vehicles. Feels like it kind of defeats half the purpose I had for these things. Okay, well, before anything else, let's go objects, levels, multi-alpine sandbox forge. We need to go to our new shield door. Shield door. Shield door. There. Here go to the physics model. Replace. Save. Alright, cool. Now we're going to add a new phantom type. This is going to be for the Halo Reach style one-way thing. Marker is going to be out. It ignores dead bipeds, ignores effect scenery, everything, everything, everything. Except the two things it doesn't ignore are vehicles and players, I believe. Allows players, oh, and bipeds of all kinds. I guess that'd be good for the biped vehicles too. Okay, cool. Crazy that it says ignores giants, as if giants can be affected. Can they be affected by phantom volumes? Oh, what up, buddy? Oh, you called me bald. Never mind. I take it back. Out, directional acceleration, 50, and then 3. So let's spawn in our one-way door. The one-way shield door is not yet red. I'm about to color it red, so it'll just look like I'm getting bounced off of a blue one, but it should work all the same. I think it's the back side that pushes you out. You're kind of just here, and then... Oh, I didn't assign the material. Hold up. Should be one-way assigned to the new phantom type. There we go. I got sucked through. I got bounced right off. Cool. It works. And then we got the regular one, the regular bold shield door. Very nice. Very, very nice. Now let's make it red, because red's cool. It's a cool color. Everybody likes red stuff. I will do 1, 2, 3 to save those. Oh, I did it on the wrong side accidentally. Damn. That's kind of cool. The reddish orange color kind of reminds me of like a similar effect to Reach, but with like Halo 3's textures and style. Where is this deep red part anyway? Oh, I guess it's like the background part of it. Oh god, saying banished shield. Alright, let's re-import it so the red is on the correct side. There we go. I think I like that. I mean, honestly, I wish it was a little more intense on the middle, but that's just how the texture is. What do you guys think? I feel like it should probably be a little more orange, if I'm being honest. I forget what it looks like in Reach, but I swear like there's like very bright yellowish orange stuff for these bits. Kind of like that, but even brighter. pure red. Oh my god, that's horrible. Sort of red orange a little bit. Ugh. If I do that, then this one has to be a bit yellowish. Why is it so yellow? That's kind of nice. Definitely feels like a you may not enter kind of deal. Cool. I think that's good to go. Let's do some strings for it. Wait, is there something in live chat that I'm missing? Oh wait, damn, official opinion. I do not dare pull apart my 3D printer. Actually, I haven't printed anything in like a month now that I think about it. I gotta fix that. Anyway, shield door huge, shield door one way, they're in. And did I write down shield door? Because that is now fully replaced. This is the kind of thing I'm talking about when I say we can remove existing items from the game or just improve them substantially. Anything that's like useless or could be better. We got stuff like this. Now, for the first time, Halo 3 has a Halo Reach feature. And because I'm me and I can't help myself, it is literally just in the style of Halo 3. A one-way shield door, but it's Halo 3 shield door. Pretty fucking cool, man. I mean, I've improved Halo 3. I would argue the same. Make sure that Warthogs still can go through, because I know Halo 3 defaults. Obviously, they can't go through. Should be fixed for this. Hell yeah. Oh, and you know what? I do have to enable one flag on these, because when I drove through it as a third-person perspective, it looked a little weird. Need to go to the shield doors here, and hit the does not... Where is it? Does not collide with camera flag, because I noticed when I went through it just there, it did, and it looked weird. There we go, much better. Very nice. What about this, though? What? My Warthog went right through it! It's like barely even affecting it. What's up with that? Halo Reach, sorry for the flashbang. Halo Reach has... blah, blah, blah. Does not... Do I have ignores vehicle? No, because I saw it get affected by it. Yeah, it should affect vehicles. 50 and then 3. Reaches the same way, default out. 50 and then 3. It really just doesn't seem to have any major effect on the Warthog. Just like not strong enough. Is it? Does not ignore vehicles, but I maybe missed something here. On outpush, man. Why did I edit the one in Halo Reach? Just had an issue with size. Pretty cool though. Why do people hate Halo Reach? No, I agree. Bloom and armor abilities. Actually, I liked armor abilities personally. It was very different, changed the gameplay a lot, but I thought they were fun. Bloom kind of sucked, but like, you know, Reach is great. I think anybody who's like a huge Reach hater, it's like, gonna have to respectfully disagree with you. Yeah, watch it. Watch it, man. I fucking disagree with you so respectfully. You're not even fucking ready for it, dude. Fuck you. Can I fly like a pelican through this? I need to do some more tests here. I need to make sure that this thing is like vehicle proof. If I boost a pelican through it, will I get repelled? It should. It should easily repel a pelican. I can't think of a vehicle that's much heavier and shares the same speed as a pelican that boosts. Let's see. Oh, beautiful. Even a boosting pelican can't get through this thing. That's fantastic. One more time. Oh, perfect. That's awesome. Can a Space Banshee get through? I'm worried it might actually be able to. I feel like it's small enough and fast enough. It's really fast. Like, it might not even... It might go so fast that it doesn't even, like, register a pushback force because it just, like, clips through it on the next frame, for all I know. One way to find out, though. Seraph? No, Seraph's big enough where I don't think it would matter. The Space Banshee, on the other hand, has a real shot at getting through this thing. Oh my god, I didn't even get bothered by it. That's insane. More force. Well, I don't want it to fuck with the players. And also, I don't think it's really... It's not an issue with the shield door itself. I think the Space Banshee is so fast that the physics engine tick probably has the Space Banshee, like, right here. And then ever so partially in here at the most. It could literally be teleporting physics frame-wise, like, here to here, and just bypassing the shield door altogether. Space Banshee is disgustingly fast. So how many of these would it take? 4 of them? Can it bypass 4 one-way shield doors? Like it's fucking nothing. It's acting like they're not even there. It's actually just so fast. There might be some other troublesome vehicles. I predict the drone, the Wombat, is gonna have the same trouble. Or, well, I guess lack of trouble. Reaches like that too. If you had enough speed, oh yeah. But the problem is speedy ass vehicles and small. Okay. It's literally just the Space Banshee. It's so fast. The vehicles take massive damage if they enter. I don't really have a way to... Maybe. It might just be the Space Banshee. It's because it's the perfect... It's small enough in size and disgustingly fast enough to just actually dodge physics ticks. Let me make sure that... I think the drone might be able to bypass just one shield door. I want to double check. Oh, barely. Yeah, it was the second one that was actually holding it back. At full boost speed, the one-way shield door just barely is not enough. Let me see. Right now, directional acceleration is 50, while max velocity is 3. What if I set this to like 500? Oh! Okay, how does that interact with me here, though? Okay, I mean, that feels fine. About like 100 instead of that. I bet 100 will be enough to stop this thing. Might even be enough to stop the Space Banshee. Oh yeah, that stopped me right in my tracks. But will it stop a Space Banshee in its tracks? These are going to be the worst offenders by far. I don't know if 100 is going to be enough for the Space Banshee, to be honest. You know what? I'm going to up it. I'm going to up it to 200. If the 200 stops the Space Banshee, I'll consider lowering it. I would prefer to have it lower because it feels smoother, but let's see. Okay, it grazed the Space Banshee at 200. Let's try 500. Again, the Space Banshee might actually just go over the entirety of the physics system and just ignore this altogether. Oh my god! 500 works. 500 works. Will all the maps of the test version be deleted? I'm afraid so. I feel bad, but hey. Now you'll finally be able to make... Oh, that's beautiful. And I don't think 500 feels bad on foot either. It doesn't like yeet you at like 100 miles an hour. It's just like... just kind of flips you out. Like, whoop. You definitely get a pretty instant acceleration, but it's not like if you're standing still, it's kind of intense. But if you're walking through it, you don't really notice it. You get like a little boost for a split second. So I think that's a good spot to leave it at. That's cool. Hell yeah. A W. Excuse me. Alright, I'm happy about that. Let's see what's next. Oh. Shield door, tactical. Okay, that's stuff I don't want. Crate, human large. I mean, that's easy. Human Watchtower. I do already have that, but I need to make a physics model if I really want it to work. Scarab gun's easy. Already have that. Missile pod turret. If we do add that, it's already done. Dead Scarab. Don't have one pre-made. besides like a literal body, but I would want to pose one so that it looks cool, like manually. Some human side dressing. Oh, you know what? I think the craziest thing that we could have right now would be vehicle teleporters. The thing is, I don't know how I want to do vehicle teleporters, because it could be like how they work in like Halo 1 classic maps, where it's like a literal like container that you drive into and then teleport. Or it could be like just a gigantic circle green blob that you drive into and then teleport through. I don't know, honestly, but there's so many cool ways a vehicle teleporter could work. I'm gonna go use the restroom very quickly. But if you guys have any ideas, let me know. I'm gonna brainstorm for a minute while I pee-pee. I'll be right back. Okay, I had some really cool ideas for the teleporters, for the vehicle teleporters. Hear me out, okay? For the vehicle teleporters, what if it was just like... Let me spawn one in really quickly. I added huge grass teleporters that are kind of cool. They're like the cold storage teleporters, you know, the blue ones, but green. I already kind of prefer those. I could use something like that for a vehicle teleporter, but I have a better idea for it. Be under huge grass. Home on scenery. Oh, I don't even think I could see the teleporters in game right now, actually, because teleporters are just not enabled by default. Okay, well, I'll just boot it up and tag test really quick. Jumbo-sized Spartan teleport would be neat for vehicles. Area, yeah, that's kind of the idea. But I want to make it, like, visually interesting. So here's... I'll share my idea. Let's go Forge mode. Sandbox. Alpine. Sandbox 2. Okay. Stream chat? Alright. I'm loading, I got time. Confirmed at 1 hour 30 minutes into the stream. Wait, what? It's time. It's just another fucking bald meme. I'm ignoring your stream chat request for the rest of this stream, man. Every time you ask me to look at stream chat, it's just another bald meme. I hate this. I'm not bald. Okay. Oh, great. Why aren't the teleporters working, man? Well, whatever. The idea, I guess, stands. Basically, what I wanted to do for the vehicle teleporter was take this base object, and I wanted it to be very large, like, probably at least the size of a warthog, and I wanted it to be like, if a vehicle gets in it, it kind of like sucks them into the middle, and once you reach the middle of it, it teleports you, and then maybe when it teleports, like, just have like a really cool, like, glowing green, like, field, like a ball of green energy, basically. I think that would look really cool. I want to give that a try. Let's do that. Make a new project real quick. I should already have the huge grass one. Let me see. Teleporters custom. No? Maybe I'll just import them. I don't know where I put those files for huge grass. Data, objects, levels, multi, huge grass. It's so old I don't even have it anymore. I actually have to extract my own models from the... whatever. I'll just import them from cold storage. Where are they in cold storage? Objects levels, DLC, chill out, teleporter two-way. They even have different shaders? I don't think they do. Plasma sender, plasma receiver. Whatever. Crate. So sender and receiver have different models, allegedly. Let's export them. So tool, blah, blah, blah. Object levels DLC. Chill out. Teleporter. Sender slash teleporter. Sender dot render model. And then we'll also do the physics model and the collision model. And then, because I am not going to be lazy about it, I'm also going to do the receiver. They spelled receiver wrong. Those assholes. They screwed me up. It's I before E except after C, man. Alright, there we go. We got all the teleporters extracted from the game. Now we can just import them. Nerd. Road Didax out here like, yeah, I love spelling shit wrong. I love looking like an idiot. That's you right now. Embarrassing. Alright, here's our render model for the teleporter. Seems fine. I'm also going to get the physics and collision in real quick. Okay, I'm not going to worry about the actual physics and collision yet. We're going to worry mostly about this, Halo tools, import fix-up. Looks okay. No, it was actually perfect. Damn, import fix-up went crazy. Save for like a couple of random things here and there. Okay, pretty good, pretty good. Random one there. Looks good, looks good. Should be good. Clear sharps, and I'll just look underneath real fast. Perfect. Right, so what I wanted to do was to grab not that. I wanted to grab the telepad here. I wanted to scale it so that it could fit an entire warthog on it. I think a warthog would be a good, or just a generational didactator. True. Holy shit, true. Okay, so there's our warthog. I'm gonna do this. Okay, that might actually look terrible. Pause on that. It's gonna have to be bigger than that. Oh, Gyarados! Thanks for the 5, man.
Hey, I know you already know this, but if you just copy an image of, let's say, Halo 3 Hornet, then paste it in Halo 2, wouldn't need modding tools.
I know, I just like doing things the hard way. It's dumb of me, I know. It's really embarrassing, but it's just how I do things. I'm gonna delete this back bit. Oh. Like that. Make it a little easier for vehicles to climb up and over. I think that's pretty cool looking. Just the frame of the ZXs. I did a little. I squished it down a touch. If it's still too wide, I'll fix it again. Because it'll suck you in anyway. It's basically going to have like an inward sucking force. Like your mom. Okay, this probably won't look very good, but I do want to, at the very least, give it a try in-game to find out what looks bad, so that way I can, like, touch it up and make it look better. So this is Chill Out Telepad 1. It's going to become Vehicle Telepad 1. And I need a physics model that works reasonably well for this, so let's go ahead and do this. Collision-wise... Cool. I feel like that should just work fine, honestly. Why is it kind of squished? I think what I'm gonna have to do is go like that, and then grab all the edge bits here, like so. Okay, that should be good. I don't know, man. That might actually work really good. Physics has hard metal thick. Collision has hard metal thick. And then we just have plasma sender and vehicle telepath 01. Pretty perfect, in my opinion. I'm gonna add the BFG 10,000 from Quake 2. Sorry, I'm evil. I won't do that ever. It's too cool, and I want my mods to be lame. Stupid. Alright. Vehicle, teleporter, sender. We're going to grab the sender node here, crate and model tag, and I guess the FX actually as well. And we'll go levels, multi, Alpine Sandbox Forge, vehicle, teleporter, sender. Looks good, and then we're gonna go back real quick and yoink the shaders for it. Should be plasma sender, plasma receiver, and apparently there's a shader somewhere else that we also need to grab, and that's annoying. It makes me sad. We got that, and then we go back to here, DLC. Chill out, and then it should be in the base shaders folder. Huh. No. Alright, so levels, DLC, chill out, shaders. Something, something, telepad. There, chill out, telepad 1. Perfect. Cool. All right, it's done. Let's save this. I've done it. Using science and technology, I've created a working vehicle teleporter. My god. I actually had this all the way back in my pre-mod tools mod Arcbound, so that was kind of fun. But this will look way cooler because we didn't have the ability to import custom models back. Well, we did, but I also couldn't model for shit back then, so that didn't really help. Alright, and temporarily, I'm going to turn the vehicle teleporter sender node. It should have an overlay intensity. Yeah, teleporter active, and then nothing. So I'm going to turn this to off, and then drag that all the way up. So the teleporter will be on visually all the time. I'm not going to lie to you guys, there's a very real chance that this looks like shit. Can you model a little black dress? Is that a reference that I just don't get? Physically, yes, I could. In fact, I would use Substance Painter, not Substance Painter, Marvelous Designer to model that. It would be cloth is so much easier than hard surface modeling when you have that program. But no. Again, I'm just evil. And I won't do that. Ooh, fancy. Kinda cool looking. You know what? I don't hate it. It is missing a large part of the effect. So it kind of just looks like a foggy blue haze. It's the craziest thing I've made. I don't know. I made a lot of crazy things, to be honest. It's kind of a hard question to answer. His wig, bruh. What? There we go. The classic Halo teleporter colors. Huge. Vehicle teleporter starting to look good. We're getting there, slowly. Gonna drive a Warthog over it, make sure it actually feels good. Step 2 of this process. We take our teleporter. We gotta add some effects to it. It is what it is. It do be how it is sometimes. And that's true. Think about that. Think about that. Look at these attachments. Sad. It's using the default attachments from Chill Out, which are blue effects. Disgusting, by the way. I'm sorry you even had to find out about that. But instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the one I made from Huge Grass, which has a bunch of green styled effects on them. Drop them in there. And we're going to take these effects right here. We're going to go Forge, Vehicle Teleporter Sender, FX. We'll drop that in there. So there's our teleporter effect. There's a light. And there is a sound, which, yeah, it can just stay. Honestly, that's fine. And then we need to go into the effect and make sure that it actually works, and all the parts of it are their own thing, so I don't actually blow up the teleporters on Huge Grass. So there's a light volume. Teleporter light volume, we're gonna go boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, that's good. Next is the base light volume, which I assume is the bottom part of it. And then objects, levels, DLC, chill out, teleporter ring. Okay, that's all fine. And theoretically this is good. I'm just going to remove the teleporter active from the light and the effect on it. And as you can see, there's a tiny teleporter effect. Cool. Pretty cool. But that's not nearly good enough. For example, the teleporter ring itself has some whack-ass scaling. It needs to be at least 10 times bigger. Let's give that a try. All right, that's terrifying. Not gonna work. That is absolutely not. It's just not gonna work. Let's take the telepad ring particle from that. We're gonna go objects, levels, multi. We're gonna go to Alpine Sandbox Forge. Then think we're going to have to go into here, vehicle teleport FX, make a new particles folder for it. That way we don't accidentally destroy the default teleporters. And what we can do now is manually edit this. The scale, the aspect ratio, more than likely. 1 to 10. How about 1 to 1? How about 0.1 to 1? And then we manually change the scale from there. Because I definitely made it too big. Okay, there, and then we can take the aspect ratio from 0.1 to like 0.222. That's looking kind of good. Alright, now we gotta edit the light volumes, which is this little orb right here at the top, and this little orb thingy right here at the bottom. They kind of just look like glowing areas. Those are actual objects that I can edit and move around. I'm gonna try my best to make them look good and unique here. So I think the particles are good. I think that was the only particle, if I'm remembering right. Let's see. Yeah, it is. That leaves us now, not with particles, but with light volumes. I love editing light volumes. That's a lie. It sucks so much ass and the settings are really vague and confusing, but we're gonna do our best here. So thickness, we're gonna 10x the thickness really quickly. Very wide, I like that. Nice. Pretty sure doubling this does not work very well. Wait, that worked really well. What the fuck? It just added so much color and volume to the whole thing. Holy shit, that's awesome. Alright, I'm not changing that. That's just sick. Hell yeah. Let's do the base. Okay, this one has two parts to it, which is a hot core and an outer glow, which I think we can see pretty good right there. It's a little hard to see. But I'm going to adjust the hot core first, and then I'm just going to copy all of the relevant multiplying values that I do to the other bit. I'm gonna do something stupid. I'm gonna 10x the lengths. Yeah, okay, that was stupid. I don't know why I thought that had any chance of looking good. Okay, the core being taller looks good. Now let's make it wider. So I'm gonna 10x the thickness here. Ooh. Nice. That's pretty sick. It's just a hot white glow in the middle. Alright, let's do the same thing for the outer glow, which was just taking the length and doubling it, and then taking the thickness and 10xing it. Nice. Oh my god, wait, it goes so far into the ground. Holy shit. Is it supposed to do that? I don't know, but it looks really cool. It just looks like a big glowing fog orb of green. I fuck with that. Feels very energized. You could definitely convince me that this is a vehicle teleporter. What do you guys think? If this was in the game, would you be like, oh yeah, that teleports vehicles? Kind of sounds stupid saying that out loud, but whatever. I think it looks good, actually. I do think it looks good. It is admittedly just a very large, wide teleporter, but like, I don't know, it looks pretty good. No complaints here. This is just pretty cool. They could teleport vehicles and on foot players too. Maybe I should allow players to teleport through it. If it's like exclusive, well, no, because it's kind of useful to have an exclusive vehicle teleporter. I feel like it would be anyway. I don't know. Just a thought. Anyway, I need to see if the receiver node has a different model of any way, shape, or form. If not, I should be able to pretty easily jerry-rig together a receiver node. Why not make it a different color than the other teleporters? I just feel like... I know there's other color teleporters, technically. Like, the original model I got this from was the teleporters from the Halo 3 map Cold Storage, and they are blue there. But I don't know. Green just feels pretty universally accepted as the teleporter color. You know? Green with like a little bit of a hint of orange in the middle. Does make sense to me, I guess. I like it. It's nice. Feels like a big energy field. Where's the green energy sword? I don't even remember that. I think it would just ease confusion as to why players can't go through. No, I can't really argue with you there. Or I could just allow players to go through. I do also want to make it like suck players in it as well. I feel like that shouldn't be too hard to do. And then the receiver node could like push players out or push everything out. That way it's like hard to spawn camp it because it just like has a subtle force constantly pushing you back. It looks way too good for what it is, to be honest. I'm happy with that. You know, on that note, I'm going to go AFK really quickly. I will be back in 2 minutes. Okay, my government allotted break time is over. Time to make a receiver node for this thing. That actually sounds fun. Let's do it. Receiver node should be more or less the same. I think even the model for the base is the same, so I should be able to reuse all of this, except for this top part here, which will have a different shape to it. Like 40 more seconds under 2 minutes? Yeah, but I just love modding Halo. Alright, here's our receiver node. I'm going to go ahead and import the... You know what, actually, let me look at the cold storage receiver node, because that's what we're using as the base for this, technically. Well, I guess I'm using the huge grass one, actually, but whatever. We're going to grab the teleporter receiver. I hope it's the same base shape. I don't want to have to, like, edit another one. Yeah, no, it's the same base shape. That's good. So that means it's just going to be an ever so slight adjustment to this bit. Let's do that. I'm going to very fast import this. That'll be the teleporter receiver right here. We want the render model only. And delete the extra bits there. And for the teleporter receiver, I'm actually just gonna keep the receiver bits, get rid of that. We'll scale this up until it matches like that. Drag this up. Delete that, get rid of that. Okay, there's our receiver. Oh, yeah, wait, we're at the Halo Wars music. We're at 3 hours. Damn, how's it? It's really, time is flying for me today. They must be just having, like, way too good of a time working on all these objects. I don't know what it is about simple Forge stuff. Okay, that wasn't so simple. Making a physics model for that was actually very fun. A two-way, with a one-way shield door for Halo 3, very sick. Vehicle, I don't know, man. I just love working on Forge stuff. This is great. Cool. Now we need to import all of this. So that means we need to hook up our brand new receiver crate to the model. That way we can bulk import all the models we just brought in from Blender. So we just do that. That means we go into the model tag and then just bam. Now we should be able to bring it into the game. So it'll look really boring at first. It probably won't even be on. But here is our... Oh! It is on. The glow does look nice, but that's technically the wrong... Well, that's actually right. But it's not supposed to have the top glow on it, I think. So let me double check. Let me consult. The huge grass teleporter receiver crate has the, wait for it, has the teleporter effect, the teleporter light. But the receiver effect, sender has the swirl. What swirl? It just has, okay, so it's the same effect, but it has the base, and the particle system, I think, goes outward rather than inward. I'll just recreate it real easy. Wanna go play some video games? Hey, appreciate you tuning in, Will. So our teleporter effect here is going to get yoinked over to the teleporter receiver folder. We're going to make a little FX folder for it. Shove that into there. There's our new teleporter effect. It does use, I believe, the same teleporter light, which also, now that I think about it, we have to adjust the light. Intensity is 2. Maximum distance is 0.5. I think we gotta up that to like 5. Probably should up the intensity too because it's bigger. Maybe we can make it like 8. Ooh, that's kind of sick. Big dynamic light. Yeah, we could cut that intensity in half. Maybe lower the range down to like 2.5. Alright, let's get the receiver rolling. So, right now... Apparently the teleporter receiver... Oh, right. We gotta fix it. Blah, 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 blah. This and that. Teleporter light effect. Cool, cool, cool. The effect on the receiver. That's the huge grass one. We don't want to touch that one. So this is our receiver effect, right? Yes. Cool. Trump hit a 6-7? Don't tell me that. That's too much information. So we can delete the top part. For no politics? I agree. I just think everyone can agree on both sides of the political spectrum. That's awful. Because I'm a 6-7 appreciator. I fell asleep. What's happened so far? Vehicle teleporters! They're big and large. We're working on the receiver node right now. It's not quite there, though. Wait. Receiver, shaders, plasma, receiver. Cool. I think it's not tall enough, though, for the receiver, to be honest. The base could be a little larger. A little taller. This is the huge grass one. Woo, woo, woo. Don't want to edit that. Maybe a little too bright and opaque. Yeah, it's definitely up there for sure. The red shield door? Oh, that's the one-way shield door. We got it. Halo Reach features in Halo 3 style. Pretty nifty. I like the red. I'm glad you like it. I spent a minute trying to figure out what the right color would be. And I felt the orange-red kind of reminded me of Reach a little. I know Reach had a little bit more yellow in there, but nah, I think it works. So 1.5 to 1. I'm going to try halving this. 0.5 to 0.75. Nah, it's just because it's so opaque. Let's do 1.5 back to 1. And I'll just cut the height back to 75, 1. I think that's fine. Reasonably subtle effect. I think because it's so big, though, I actually may want to re-include the teleporter light volume, but I'm going to put it in the receiver effects. I'm going to call it teleporter receiver light volume. I'm going to adjust it so that it... Oh my god, what in the ever fucking what? I see. Ethereal, thanks for the 2.
You shout reverse the direction of the waves at the bottom for the receiver.
Yeah. No, don't worry. I am planning on that. So 10xing it may have been a little excessive. It does look kind of good on the sender node, I suppose, but maybe I gotta... Let me take its... At least for the sender. Have that. Oh yeah, that looks a bit better. Kind of blends it. I don't want it to be too hard to distinguish. Like, one is very clearly thinner, one is very clearly wider. Oh, I guess the outward particles will be the way to do that. Okay. Right, receiver, effect, particles. I believe it uses an almost identical... You know what? I have an easy way of doing this. That is to do the following. Huge grass, receiver FX, teleporter effect. Take the telepad ring. What the... Oh. What is it you're trying to do right now? I'm just trying to make the receiver have the particles come out rather than go up and in, because the sender should pull stuff in, and the receiver should have them going outwards. So I'm trying to adjust that right now. Then I'm going to get the actual function in so they actually, well, you know, work. Anyway, this is the receiver, so it's got the telepad ring. I'm going to copy the emitter from that. That is the same one, right? Oh no, it does have a unique receiver-specific ring. Alright, then I'll copy the entire particle system in that case. And on my receiver, I will replace the entire particle system and save, and now we should have a teensy tiny outward-facing particle somewhere in here. There it is, I see it barely. Wait, it's still going outwards. The receiver still doesn't go outwards? Oh my god, okay. In that case, I gotta do it all by hand. Guess I'll do it myself. So I'm going to first invert the scale at which they emit, which is going to go from 0.2 to 2. So now these particles will start big and then get small, but they're still getting sucked inwards, which makes it look really weird. So what we need to do is revert the entire scaling of it. So right now it does 2 to 4 over its particle age. Invert that part. And what else? What else? Why does it still look so weird? Is it just the scaling? No, that's going to be the particle itself. I think I screwed up the particle age. It starts at 2 and ends at 0.2. 2 to 0.2. So it's supposed to spend most of its time at 0.2. What I actually need to do is invert the graph so it spends a bunch of time at the smallest one. I see. Something like that should do the trick. That's not bad. Something about it. Isn't outward what we want? Yeah, no, this is good. I think that's fine. What do you guys think? Be a less vibrant energy since it's a passive receiver. It is a bit bright. I mean, both of them are a bit bright, to be fair. You can't even really see through them. I don't know. I kind of like how bright it is, honestly. Alright, let me take a look at these. Teleporter receiver, crate, blah, blah, cylinder. It's a default boundary radius, etc., etc. Very cool. Teleporter receiver rate needs to be set as a teleporter receiver. Allow... Disallow players. Allow light. Allow all things to come through. You can also allow projectiles to come through teleporters, which is kind of sick. Save that. Go to the teleporter sender right here. I'm going to double the height to 0.5 and the radius to be a little bigger. Oh, that's minus height. Oops. That'll just be its default. You can obviously change it if you want. That's big! It's a big-ass teleporter, dude. Well, I kind of want to get rid of these annoying light volume things here, but the way it's set up is kind of annoying. I do have an idea, though. I'm going to take the teleporter top part. That's what's causing this underground glow here. And I'm going to try my best to fix that. So that's going to be by taking the length. I'm going to first cut it in half. No, I already did that. Then I'm going to cut it so into fourths. But then I'm going to have to change the offset a bit. So right now the offset is 0.15. I'm going to try 0.5 and see what that does. I think that lowered it. Set the offset to 0. Set the offset to -5 and see where if that goes flying in the air. Okay, it does. So I'm going to try -1. Do -0.5, and then I'm going to 2.55. It's a bit more balanced. The receiver node's going to need the same treatment. Actually, I might just remove it from the receiver node. Let me say receiver. Awesome that scale the Forerunner aesthetic sells it. The only reason I was actually willing to scale this one up is because when I really peeked at it, this teleporter already had a ton of texture detail, like more than there usually is. I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know if the receiver node needs more like light to it. I think it's actually fine. What do you guys think? Just having a little ball of energy at the bottom? I suppose I could enhance the ball at the bottom to be like a little bit more pointy, perhaps. But it definitely feels like a more passive thing. I just don't like how the ball here doesn't really feel a part of the rest of everything else. Do I have an AI spawn system? I do. It's not amazing, but it works. Ooh, that's close. Yeah, I think I'm going to edit the teleporter base a little bit. I'll start by editing the hot core part. The length from 0.75, I'm going to double it to 0.5 and do that to 2. Let's see what happens. Oh, I did this earlier. Yeah, it's a bit much. It's a bit much. It was 0.75 and 1. If I add 1/4 of itself onto itself, that'd be a third. That would go boom to 1.33. Ooh, that's kind of nice, actually. It's a little bit larger, a little bit taller. It blends a bit nicer. Then I could theoretically do the same thing here, right? Length 2. A third of 2 would be 2.66, and a third of that, 12. What's a third of 12? 4, 8. That's nice. I like that. A little taller, I guess. You can tell by a glance that the less bright one is the receiver. Alright, that's good. As long as you can tell pretty easily, then I'm happy. Are you dealing with a quake? Oh, I tap my leg a lot. can cause my camera to shake. It's not on like a dedicated arm. It's like a part of my desk. I think this is good. I think these now function and everything. I just need to set it up so their materials and particles and stuff just trigger with the HC Drake. I have no idea what you're talking about. Alright, receiver node. We're going to go into the receiver material. We're going to set it back up so that the teleporter active function triggers this thing to turn on, which means now the glow disappears. We're going to do the same thing on the sender shader over here so that our teleporter sender gets a very lovely teleporter active requirement. And then for the effects on both of these, as far as the lights and the particles and everything, we're going to make sure that teleporter active controls the effect and the light. Sound is always on, apparently, I guess. I don't know if that was an oversight by Bungie or not, but it do be like that. Alright, now they're off. I used to tap my pencils in school. My teacher always looked like she wanted to kick my ass. Yeah, I feel that. I would always be fidgeting with something in school. That looks cool, though. I mean, you don't even notice that little effect of, like, the pulsating energy through it. That's such, like, a subtle detail. Very underappreciated little bits and bobs like that. We love to see it. What's especially nice, in my opinion, is that since we're not using the cold storage type teleporters as the base teleporters, these will feel especially different compared to the regular, like, triangular shaped teleporters. Alright. I'm gonna take a look at the strings here. Where's teleports? Two-way node, receiver node, and sender node. We're gonna do VEH, teleporter two-way. We'll do sender node, vehicle. I think that makes sense as the name. Like, you see it on the list, it says sender node vehicle, receiver node vehicle, two-way node vehicle. That's pretty good. Let's get those strings in. Tool strings, UI, Halo X, sandbox, UI. Cool. I think we should throw these on the Forge list and just kind of see how they work. I wanted to do all of the extra Forge editions at once, but I also feel like I really want to test this, so... It do be like that. It do be like that. Alright, so the objects we are removing. These ones for vehicle teleporters is a great move. Yeah, it feels like it works very well. Levels, multi, Alpine Sandbox 2, scenario. And we have the list of the things we want to remove here. 7 wood, golf ball, blah, blah, blah. I'm just going to remove those temporarily because I know those are going to go. And then that'll give me a guaranteed 3 free slots. We probably have a bunch of extra slots. Like, not a bunch, but like maybe like 3 or 4. I just haven't counted. And it kind of differs per map, so I try not to count on that. Right, scenery palette. Looking for golf club, golf cup, and golf ball. Goodbye. Oh, now I know why they made the golf ball prop a vehicle. That way it could get kind of sucked into the little ball hole, probably, without making other crates also fall into it. That makes sense. Alright, anyway, scenery, teleporter sender, receiver, two-way. We'll do a little sender. Vehicle, teleporter sender. Duplicate vehicle, teleporter, receiver, and vehicle, teleporter, two-way. And then we'll swap these out for the ultimate forge ones. Objects, bubbles, multi, Alpine Sandbox Forge. Oh wait, I don't even have a two-way version, do I? I gotta make one real quick. I don't have to go into Blender or anything for that. That's easy to do, but so there's our sender, receiver, and as for the two-way, I'm just gonna go to the sender, copy paste, two-way, and then I'm gonna edit it to be a two-way really quick. Where's the three-way? Fucking asking the right goddamn questions. Teleporter two-way. Easy peasy. And I guess while I'm here, I could swap out the large shield door for the... I'm gonna do the two-way door No, I'll do the regular one. I had a shield door huge, a shield door, okay. Tony Soprano! Thank you for the two!
Tony Soprano he. You done gabagoon to your lashed femboy.
What?
Paulie Ishglana have fun vish you. You catchin', not pitching. We have no room for that short of behavior in this thing of ours.
I'm confused. Please help. Thank you for the two. You smoking the funny juice again, Tony? What the hell is you talking about? Been gabagooning. I ain't been caught in nothing. Nothing. Game. Multiplayer. Sandbox. Game start. Levels. Multi-alpine. Sandbox 2. Alpine. Sandbox 2. BRB. Ooh. The controller decided it didn't want to work today, so here we go. Can we spawn? Really? Here's my first center node. Ooh, I got like the size of it. Perfect. That's awesome. Sender node. Receive. Wrong one. Vehicle, teleporter, receiver. Ooh. And then, of course, at least the way I have it set up right now, I can't walk through it. Oh, man. But we can spawn a vehicle, and that should teleport. Yeah! Sick. Vehicle teleporters or go, dude. Let's try the Warthog. Nice, that's super comfortable. Yeah, it looks great. Cool. Okay, now the mammoth would work, but it might send me in an infinite loop. Because these are really close together. But yeah, I mean, you can teleport anything. Teleport a pelican. Nice. Oh, I didn't even lock it down. Oops. I want to do like a race. Nice. That's cool. These are definitely going to be a nice addition to the sandbox. Alright, because you asked. I don't even know if this will work, to be completely honest. Where did they go? They disappeared. Okay, I'll put a two-way node here. On channel 2, 1. And we'll make it fixed. I don't know if the mammoth will work, to be honest. Channel 1. Fixed physics. It seems like in order to teleport, you need a certain part of the vehicle. Yeah, they're both on channel 1. What's the button to delete? X, C, F, R, T, Y. Not the backspace or delete key. Those never seem to work for me. I don't even know if I can delete them, actually. You know what? We're just going to do the sender and receiver node, because we already know these work. Give it a go. Tiny vehicle teleporter. Is it big enough to teleport something as big as a mammoth? Probably not. There's only one way to find out. I don't think it worked. Oh, we were just dragging it along. That's what's going on. Okay, how about I do... We'll do it again, but we'll give it phased physics. Or no, fixed physics, so it can't move. We got it this time. We're stuck. We have become rammed. Now I'll put it under the wheel over here. And I'll drive straight. Try phased. No, phased is with the environment, not other objects. The mammoth's too big! Wait, what? I think it disappeared. it respawn? Weird. At least they look halfway decent. Will players standing on it be able to block the teleporter? Yeah, or well, vehicles should be blocking the teleporter. Easy peasy. I don't know if players will. I'd have to test that, to be honest. We got deleted by it again. Mammoth and the Lich have a high tendency to straight up delete stuff. Mostly due to their over-the-top, super complicated physics models. I wonder if you need a driver to teleport a vehicle. Can I just, like, drop a vehicle on it? Oh no, you need to be driving it. Interesting. Cool. I like it. We did good. We did good with these. Oh, you know, I want to try driving around a little ghost on the new Covenant ramp object. Green, look! It's a forge object. Oh, I didn't place it on the ground enough. It's like so good. And look, I put Halo Reach stuff in Halo 3. Check this out. This shield door, watch this. Can't go in anymore. It's a one-way shield door. That's the Halo Reach thing. You love Halo Reach. True. Look, I also added vehicle teleporters, man. What? Took me out a regular teleporter. Maybe they are too glowy, because the regular teleporter is like not very glowing. To be fair, these are the cold storage teleporters as a baseline, so you make the Oliphant have more seats. I could, but I would have to I would want to give it like a full interior if I did that. And that's like a whole process. You know what I'm saying? You dig? Me no wanty. Do that. Ugh. Bro, just add seats? No. I have a regular teleporter. Oh, I used to show the interior on the audio log art? Maybe. Oh, it's VEH. That's why they didn't show up, right? We did it. This is such a good forge object. Now, what else? Let's look at the list. Consult the list. What is good? We have Covenant Watchtower base, pod. The ODST Gravlift base thingy is in. The one-way shield is upgraded big. Two-way shield's upgraded big. The vehicle teleporters are good. 1, 2, 3. Four. Please add Flood Spartan and Flood ODSTs if you have the room. Unfortunately, I don't think I do. And I also don't have any Flood Spartan tags, but maybe somebody else made some. I will consider it. But for now, I'm going to hop off, actually. We're about 4 hours in, and I got some more things I get to work on later tonight that are not Halo. But this has been an extremely productive day. I'm so happy. We're removing all the crappy objects. This definitely feels like a good wrapping up thing to do. Especially after playing everybody's amazing maps the other day, I'm just like, damn, I need to give more functions to the map builders. Less giant vehicles, more fun additions. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream today. Thank you guys so much, everybody. Tipped, super chatted, membership. But most importantly, thank you for just being here. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot to me. I'm going to be live again tomorrow at about 6 p.m. Central Time. I was a little late. I was an hour late today. But 6 p.m. Central Time tomorrow. Tune in then. We're going to be adding even more cool Forge stuff. Probably like some human ODST Watchtowers. Definitely adding the Scarab gun back in. Might even do a dead Scarab object. I feel like having a dead downed Scarab would be an amazing piece of scenery, so we'll probably make one of those as well. That'll be kind of sick. And probably some other cool stuff. We'll add some of those like base objects in, you know, like the bases I added on Permafrost, those little human bases and stuff. We'll add those in tomorrow as well. So that'll be cool. I'm going to head out, though. Thank you guys, again, for a wonderful, wonderful stream. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Again, thank you for your suggestions. They've been immensely helpful. You guys actually, like, get this shit. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. You did a Dead Scarab Halo 2 object for Overpass? True. True, true. I'll make a custom Halo 3 Dead Scarab, though. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out. Bye!